I need mod view. Bookmarks, mod view, mute tab. I don't have to listen to me, but everyone else does. Okay, Low Energy IDRLabs Tests, because board and third. I think I might change my name back. Hopefully that link has worked. It has. Hooray! Great. Good to know. Right, so I've got the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack. There used to be this version of it on YouTube, which has like the whole thing, but they took it down. Probably for the same reason this stream will get demonetized. Laughing as if I get monetized. But yeah, so but I also do a lot of archiving of YouTube footage, mainly channels that have been shut down, or like just old stuff that I want to be able to find on a whim. So I've got it. So that's what I'm going to be listening to while I do this. I suppose if I swap OBS and mod view, then I can see chat better here. I need to sort out my overlay for that. Okay. I've changed the name again. Text is... Oh no, it's fine. Alright. Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack and IDRLab tests. Let's see how this goes. That seems very quiet. Oh, is my audio boosting on? No, that's weird then. That seems about right anyway. This track is called Somnus. Okay, so I'm not going to do all of them. There are going to be some that I do know. Like, I'm not doing Breaking Bad because I've never watched it. I'm probably not doing G&G. Marines, Space Marines, which Space Marine chapter? If I'm not a Blood Angel, I'll be very surprised. Okay, so the drama triangle test suggests that we all play the victim, rescuer, or persecutor in regard to human drama. Okay, I feel sad when I see people struggling. That's a good start. I think it's more that I feel sad when I see people struggling and there's fuck all I can do to help them. So, yeah. I think about others' difficulties more than my own. No. I've got my own difficulties. Sorry, I don't have the time for everyone's. I have strong opinions about the way things should be done, absolutely. I'm the guy who, on my days where I'm on God mode, like where I'm having like a good day, I'll be like, oh yeah, I could run for Prime Minister of the UK. Some people just have a knack for making poor decisions, absolutely. I take it personally when things do not go my way. That, I suppose, depends on what that means specifically. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Like, if it's my fault, then yeah, but if it's not my fault, then no. It's a lose. There's no normal answer to that question, so I'm just going to leave it in the middle. I have issues in my life that I cannot fix myself, yes. They're all financial. And, like, outside of manifesting that money is an energy that flows towards you, or, you know, all that kind of bullshit, no. Oh, yeah. I've just noticed that my overlay doesn't actually sit straight. That's a good thing to notice. Overlay. Well, 1 step down. 2 steps down. That looks better. It's always weird when I notice something like that. That was Somnus. Anyway, yeah, so my problems often seem small compared to those of others. Not really, because they're happening to me. If other people's problems are happening to them, then obviously it's purely subjective. Your ability to empathize with other people's problems depends on your ability to manage your own, from what I understand. So I'm going to go with no. I feel bad for people who can't help themselves. Absolutely. I easily get angry. Not really. Sadly. I believe most people need to have someone stronger in their life to take care of their problems. I'd say so, yeah. I see myself as selfless, not especially. Like, I do try to be, but like, it's like going to people's streams and then like sitting there for ages. Like, I'm not one of those people who complains about ads or anything, but I also most of the time can't subscribe, so it feels a bit crap. It's weird for me to say, to put this fully in the context of being a content creator. I give as much as I can when I can. I often feel my situation is hopeless. I'm not going into that, but yes. I hate when people make up excuses for their mistakes. To be honest, when people make mistakes, I'm generally not the person who hears about them. So honestly, I don't think I could care less if people make excuses. I don't like that people make excuses, but if it's... I suppose if it is for their own mistakes, I'll tick yes. My way is the best way. Fuck no. I'm a degenerate. I get a good feeling when I help others. That depends. In what way? Generally, it's more I help people so then they stop bothering me. I'm just going to leave that in the middle. I actually look for opportunities to help people, not especially. I often feel compassion for others. Define compassion. Sympathetic pity and concern for the suffering of... Oh, fuck off. People tell me I'm too critical. Actually, people don't tell me anything. So, I find it difficult to make decisions. No, but it's mainly also because I'm stupid. I'm the kind of person who will make a decision and then full charge ahead with that. And I haven't learned from that mistake yet. Bad things seem to happen to me more than they do to others, not especially. Like, there are some benefits to living in the UK in that we don't have, you know, earthquakes and shit. So, I don't know, are we talking cataclysmic? I mean, my only real issue in life is not having money for anything. But I don't think that's like the world's biggest problem. Maybe I'll just put it here. Cycling in the rain and getting ill very often. You know what? I feel ashamed of how I behave. I don't know. I've got like 5 alts on Twitter. One of them's for politics and one of them's for adult stuff. So, yes. I'll say yes. I feel as... I'm not going into that. I find it necessary to push others in order to make them move on to the things they should be doing. Yes. My biggest issue when I was at school and college and when I was still working was that there was nobody around to tell me to do things. And it's like that thing with your parents where, like, if they don't push you to be your best, then you obviously ain't going to really put the effort in. But okay, I don't do it as much as I probably could do, but like, sometimes I get really pushy with people to the point where they find it offensive. I often feel I'm not going into that. I forgive those I care about because I think they do not have the skills to help themselves. Forgive those I care about. Neutral? I don't really understand that question. I often find myself overwhelmed, kind of. I feel I'm forced to act the way I do by my surroundings, kind of, yeah. Like, there are some things about my living situation whereas I have to be a certain way and I'm not allowed to be another certain way because it'll be taken extremely the wrong way. Online is the same kind of thing. You know, you have to be a certain way, otherwise, you know, you just get ostracized. I often feel responsible. Absolutely not. I will step in very rarely. But generally, if people can't help themselves, then that's, you know, their fault, their problem. Like, not really in the sense of, you know, like when they've got like life-threatening illnesses and shit. But like in general, if you come online, like I think the best one is like when people come online, they post an opinion they know is going to get them in shit, and then they're like, oh, why am I being torn shreds off? You know, and it's like, No, they're kind of just stupid. I often think to myself, I'm hopeless. Absolutely. If I have problems, if people have problems, it's usually their own fault. As somebody who spent a good amount of time homeless, I'm going to say this because I know that most of the people who are homeless, not all of them, but most of them, it's self-inflicted. Well, downtrodden, manipulatively, needy, hopeful, and fretful. Jesus Christ. In Cartman's drama triangle, the victim is a role that is associated with feelings of powerless, helplessness, and a sense of being wronged. Victims tend to blame their problems on external circumstances or on other people, and they may seek sympathy and validation from others. Yeah, because I definitely do that. And they may feel like they have no control over their situation and may struggle to find solutions to their problems. Yeah. Being a victim in the drama triangle is not the same as being a victim of actual abuse or mistreatment. While it's important to acknowledge and address a real abuse or trauma, okay, this is may attract rescuers. I haven't done that. To enable their behaviour by offering sympathy. Like, I've got two people who I sort of talk to about stuff. One of them is a yes man who, like, just basically is trying to be positive in every situation. And the other one is somebody who not really kicks my ass, but is realistic about my expectations. And even then, the guy who's a yes man is sort of more of a... He's known me for, like, a decade, give or take now. And, like, if he knows that there's something I just cannot do, he will he will bring that up. Especially on my God days. Okay, so there's that. Parents test. Based on research from Washington University in St. Louis, the parental influence test will determine how your parents affected you. Brilliant. Yeah. My parents have often paid... Are creative people... No. Are fond of going out. I don't know. Not really. Like trying new and unfamiliar things, no. Often life at a party. I'll preoccupy with feeling... Okay, this is not a good one. This is very personal. Struggle with mood swings. Strive hard to achieve excellence. Are self-conscious and easily embarrassed. Are often tense, jittery, or nervous. Donate to charity. Rarely attend concerts. Follow schedules. I mean, when they're at work, just dress up for people, not especially, or messy around the house, yes. Nope. Yep. Definitely. Avoid or dislike people whose lifestyles are different, not really. Very active throughout the day. Your parents who influenced you towards arguing. I did get low grades at school. That's true. The thing is academically, I'm fucking brilliant. I'm just shit at taking tests. Not taking good care of your health. Well, that's the espresso depresso. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, relationship test. Based on the work of Dr. Martin Travers, this test will measure your perception of the basis of your relationship in 6 minutes or less. Brilliant. Love or loneliness test. Alright. I constantly try to meet my partner's expectations to the extent that I neglect my own needs. I don't have a relationship, so no. I was in desperate need of a partner just before my... Okay, this is not going to work. I think that one's more specific for people who are in relationships. Marine test. Here we go. Blood Angels time. I'm highly competitive and enjoy pushing myself to be the best. I kind of enjoy it, but I do try to be far above my station. Like, my shout-out command was ripped from a channel, like, was effectively, what was I say it is? It's not like it was copy-pasted, but it was influenced by a much larger channel. And, like, obviously I'm not that, like, oh shit, we're nearly at 150. But yeah, like, I'm sort of copying patterns of bigger streamers, which I probably shouldn't be doing. I have a strong sense of duty and responsibility toward those I care about. I mean, I do their washing up and I make sure they don't become homeless, so yeah. I'm highly adaptable and able to thrive under any conditions, on my good days. I'm highly creative and enjoy expressing myself through art, music, or other forms of creativity, yes. I created my overlays, I created my own emote. I'm pretty good when it comes to that kind of thing. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to achieve my goals, even if it means bending the rules. I don't really bend the rules that much, but the ends justify the means. I'm willing to take extreme measures to achieve my goals. Not really. I don't know what extreme measures there are outside of like robbing a bank to be able to afford a computer that can do shit. I'm willing to endure physical discomfort and pain in order to achieve my goals. I mean, I already experience physical discomfort and pain, so if I get some goals out of it, great. It's like that thing where it's like, would you rather have a would you rather be like not in a relationship forever, or have £1 million? And it's like, well, I'm already single, so just give me the fucking money, I'll be fine. I mean, also, if you have £1 million, then you find a relationship pretty fucking quickly. Let's be serious. I'm comfortable keeping secrets and working in the shadows. Absolutely. I believe that loyalty and honor are the most important. I can't remember what the other one is, but loyalty and telling him. Let me bring it over here because I don't know what's going to be on. Hold on. Whoops. Hold on. It'll be here somewhere. There's one where somebody asked, like, what are the most important qualities in a person? Honesty. May have to load more in. I should set up a thing where I just like get loads of people to ask me questions on telling him. Honesty. I think it's the other one's integrity, which I suppose is basically the same as honor. Okay, that's not loading. So yeah, honesty and integrity. I think integrity is basically the same as honor. I enjoy working as part of a team. No. I really fucking don't. I learned when I was in college, right? Because when I was in college, I failed an entire course because part of the course was to work as part of a team. And then when I was at uni, we all got our student loans. We bought an Xbox 360, a copy of Gears of War 2, a bunch of extra controllers, and then all the rest of the money went on drugs and alcohol. Obviously, we were at uni. That's what people in uni do, I believe, anyway. By the end of it, we didn't get any coursework done. I had to do a 9-page, well, basically a 3,000 word, which was 9 pages for me because font size and whatnot, article on my own, which I failed. Again, because it was like a lot of the marks were based on your ability to work as part of a team, but all my team were blackout fucking drunk. So no, I absolutely like a team is only as strong as its weakest member, which is not a good way to think about life. But I've experienced enough to say that I hate working in teams as much as I can avoid it. I will. That's why I prefer things like Among Us and Fall Guys, and except in Among Us, I used to play that quite a lot. And there was a group I used to play in, and one of the other people this is a Scottish bird. And like we used to finish rounds, if we were both picked as imposters, we used to finish rounds in less than a minute because we were so efficient at just killing off the crew members. I need to find that footage. I don't even know if I've still got it on this computer, considering how many reinstalls I've done. But yeah, like that's a different type of teamwork realistically, because that's just achieving a goal and then everybody being aligned with the same goal. But at the same time, in a workplace, it's probably one of the main reasons I don't really have a job at the moment, is because I can't do teamwork. Because I don't want to finish my own work and then be lumbered with somebody else's work because they are unable to finish their own. I believe that everyone has something valuable to contribute regardless of their background abilities. Absolutely. There's a word for it where the knowledge that oh fuck it, I can't remember. There's a word for it. It's in like what is it? The Encyclopedia of Obscure Sorrows or something. I can't remember. It's a book I've got somewhere, and like it's got all these words for things that you never knew the right word for. And one of them is that everybody you walk past has at least one interesting story about their life. So yeah, I totally agree that somebody has something. I value independence and personal freedom. Absolutely. I appreciate beauty and aesthetics. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I've said a lot of times that I love Japan more than anywhere else on Earth because of their technology. And hold on, there must be a video on YouTube of it. Let me see. Japanese woodworking joinery. There you go. I love watching these fucking videos. It's so insane. Like, these are machined in a specific way. Like, there's hundreds of clips on this on like Twitter or something. But like the way that they do stuff is just insane compared to everywhere else. I mean, other places probably do it, but the Japanese have a real sense of like legitimate aesthetic beauty. Whereas a lot of other places focus too much on modernity and stuff. Like horrible shaped buildings and crap. It's just so satisfying. So absolutely, yes. I believe in the importance of being true to oneself and one's own values. Absolutely. I'm willing to take risks in order to achieve my goals. Not really. I don't have a lot to risk. It's one of those like it's kind of one of those if you've got nothing to lose, then why not? But like what little I do have to lose, I can't afford to lose because all I've got now is my computer and a roof over my head, basically. So. I believe that it's important to fight for justice and fairness in all areas of life, absolutely. There was a question asked on Twitter a couple of days ago where somebody asked, what did you learn from the Assassin's Creed games? And it was something along the lines of, my response was something along the lines of being willing to fight for those who lack the knowledge or ability to do so for themselves. I believe in the importance of moving quickly and decisively to achieve success. Probably. There are things that specifically work against me in that way, but whatever. Yes, absolutely. I'm highly adaptable and able to think on my feet in unexpected situations. Probably. I mean, my life isn't that exciting, so generally I don't encounter a lot of unexpected situations. I value loyalty and trust, absolutely. If I can't trust somebody, then that's it. I just won't interact with them because there's no reason to. If they won't be honest with me, then there's no point interacting with them. I often feel motivated by my emotions and feelings. No, it's the complete opposite. I actually usually feel demotivated. Opposite of motivated. Antonym, unmotivated. Okay, I didn't know if it was un or d. Both of those prefixes usually reverse the meaning of a word. But yeah, usually my emotions and feelings are pretty espresso depresso, so they lead me to not doing things. For example, tonight I'm not doing Elden Ring because I can't be bothered to play a real game. I'm comfortable following orders and executing them with precision. No. It's tough. If I was told to do something in a specific way and I could see a better way to do it, then I'd do it my way. But obviously, if the way that they're telling me to do it is the most efficient way, then probably I think I'll just leave it in the middle. I believe in the importance of celebrating with one's victories and accomplishments. Absolutely. Sadly, we don't live in a world where celebrating intelligence and creativity exists anymore. Nowadays, painfully mediocre is the new average or the new goal, because so much in the world has already been done that being mediocre is about the best you can hope for. This comes back to another argument I have a lot about when I was at school. If you came fourth place in a race, you didn't get shit. Like nowadays, basically, if you came first, you got gold, silver, bronze, whatever. But if you came anything else than that, no, you got nothing. But I absolutely, I value loyalty and brotherhood. That's sexist. I'm joking. Don't give a shit. I do value loyalty. I believe that following a set of rules and principles is the best way to achieve success, not a special way. Generally, most people who are successful in life are the people who haven't followed the rules, or generally principles at all. Right, and it's because they've blazed their own trail that they've made themselves successful through their own means. I believe that the ends justify the means, and that some sacrifices must be made to achieve it. Yeah, absolutely. Just this here. Ends justify the means. I'm highly mobile. I don't know what that means. Able to adapt to any situation, or I mean most situations, sure. Believe in the importance of community and helping each other, sometimes. Again, it sort of comes back to one of those your team is only as strong as your weakest member sort of deals, so I'm going to leave it in the middle. I believe in the importance of enjoying life and having fun, even in the midst of difficult situations. Generally, I'm going to say like no. I think that if you're having, even if they're in a difficult circumstance, then dealing with that difficult circumstance should be your first priority rather than enjoying life and having fun. I'm going to maybe put that there actually. I believe the technology and innovation are the keys to achieving success, yes. But they need to tone it the fuck down before AI destroys everything. Well, I value tradition and heritage and believe that they should be respected and preserved, absolutely. I believe in the power of self-discipline and hard work to achieve success, absolutely. Again, like, it's one of those things where on most days I don't feel like doing anything, and so I don't. Like, for example, today I spent most of my day watching Umpaville memes, just watching TikToks. That's literally all I did today because I wasn't feeling like doing anything. But yeah, like on the days where I'm having, I think I'm just going to put this here, but like on the days where I'm having good days, it's like, whoosh. I'm highly empathetic and attuned to the emotions of others. In person, yes. Online, no. I believe that it's important to challenge authority and question status quo. Sometimes. Usually. Fuck it, yeah. I'm highly disciplined. I'm willing to sacrifice short-term gains for long-term success. I have no short-term gains, so... I'm highly perceptive, yeah. Yeah, one of these two. I mean, I can tell when somebody's being sarcastic. Although at the same time, sometimes like somebody will post something with words I don't understand, like modern terms and shit, and I'll be like, well, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, so maybe it's just in the middle. I prefer to work alone. I'm comfortable operating in a stealthy and secretive manner. Sure, why not? I believe that strength and power are the most important qualities a person can, yeah, like individual, like, what's it, like, internal strength is useful, and having, like, power, like, I think these both come down to, like, personal bodily autonomy. I'm highly adaptable and able to thrive in any environment. Not really. Like, the job interview I'm currently working for my way through, like, I'm on, like, stage 3, which means I'm somehow personable to actually get to the 3rd stage of interviews for this fucking bank. Like, during their presentation, they had pictures of their office, and, like, all these, like, first of all, they were like, oh yeah, we're like a family, and it's like, please fuck off. Like, you're not like a family. And if you are, like, this is a bank, by the way, right? This is, like, the job application is for cybersecurity in a bank. Right, now that really pissed me off is that they have beanbag chairs in their office and an open plan kitchen. Beanbag chairs in a fucking bank. It's like, how am I supposed to take you seriously if you don't take you seriously? I mean, I'm good at it, but like, like, if I'm working in a certain environment, then I want that environment to be what it's advertised as. When I worked retail, you go in, you put on your Asda jacket, you know, and you wear your Asda jacket while you're working. It's the uniform. You wear that while you do your thing while you're on shift, and you don't really take it unless like, and you don't take it off until the shift is over. But I'm guessing, I bet good money. Like, the thing is when I did the video interview, which was the last stage, right? I haven't had my hair cut, but I have had it. I did like wash it properly and shit, and I wore my smart shirt and I cut my nails, and you know, like, I looked really smart, and it didn't fucking matter because like 2 people turned up in tracksuits, and it's like, oh yeah, we love that energy. Oh yeah, family energy. Give it a fucking rest. You're a bank. I enjoy pushing myself to the limit and testing my own limits. Sometimes, yes. Even when I'm, like, I mean, even just doing this stream tonight is technically testing my own limit on whether or not I'm willing to do low energy streams when I'm not really feeling it. I believe in striving for excellence and achieving the highest level of proficiency in my chosen field. Absolutely. It's why I'm applying for a job in cybersecurity at a bank. I believe in justice and morality. Yeah. As long as justice is the right kind of justice, and morality is the right type of morality. I prefer to make decisions based on logic and reason. That depends. I'm a Dark Angel? Lol. Nice. That's not bad. First Legion. Dark Angels are one of the most enigmatic and secretive chapters of the Space Marines. They were the first Legion created by the Emperor of Mankind during the Great Crusade, and their leader, Lionel Johnson, was one of the Emperor's most trusted Primarchs. The Dark Angels are known for their loyalty and dedication to duty, and they have a strong sense of honour and tradition. They are also feared by their enemies, as they are relentless and ruthless in battle. However, they also have a dark secret that haunts them. During the Horus Heresy, they were divided and split in half. Anyway, and their troops are highly disciplined and well trained. I do like the Dark Angels. There's one specific model that I don't think they've actually remade. Cypher the Fallen Dark Angel. I love the idea of this character. So cool, but like there is one model of him, I believe, and it doesn't look good. Like, how cool is that? And then like when you see the model, it's actually trash. Where's the actual model? Like, fan art of it is dope. He's also carrying the Lion Sword, which is Lionel Johnson's sword that got broken. And like, fuck knows what his plans are, but it's cool as shit. Where's the model? There, that's what the model looks like. It doesn't look good, but whatever, I'll take it. Dark Angels actually isn't that bad. So I'm not a Blood Angel. Marine Chaos Space Marines test. Okay, this is going to be awkward. Because I mean, I know about as much as the next guy about Warhammer 40k. Well, I know up to 6th edition. Up till about 6th edition, I know all the rules off the top of my head. But I haven't read my codexes in a long time. I've got, like, I think, well, how many would it be? Because it's not like just from one generation, it's like 20. I've got 20 codexes over the history of Warhammer 40k and about 100 issues of White Dwarf. And they all reside in what I call Schrodinger's box. Because if you lift it by one side, the box is really light. But if you lift it by the other, it's almost impossible to lift it. So I'm willing to adapt and change my allegiances as needed. I mean, I know who I'm probably going to be. It's like Alpha Legion, isn't it? Like, if Dark Angels is my Space Marine side, then Alpha Legion is my Chaos Space Marine side. Easy. Probably, like, generally, I take a pretty hardline stance on who I offer my loyalty to. So, I guess maybe, but like something like that. Believing in pursuit of perfection and unique self-expression. I don't like that because that's putting me in the camp of the Emperor's children, who are weird. But yeah, like, basically it's like my overlay. Like, even, like, not even like 20 minutes ago, where I found that there's like a white line at the bottom of it because it's capturing the bottom of my screen. I was like, I've got to move that. With my shout out command, which I'll quickly run, I always use AC because it fits. It works the best. Hold on. But like, having that, it took me hours to get that to work properly, and now it's moved out of Edge as well. What is he playing there? That kind of looks, I was going to say it looks like Warframe, but it's probably more likely Mass Effect. Shout out video. Unlocks the shout out video. Why can't I move it? Fuck it, I'll work it out later. But yeah, if I'm going to do something, then I want it to be as good as it can be. Probably about right. I have a dark and twisted sense of humour. Yes. I'm willing to use religious fervour and zealotry to achieve my aims. That is a word bearer's trait. But also, no, I don't believe in religion. I prefer taking direct and aggressive action in confrontations. Not unless it's the last resort. I'm driven by a desire for revenge against those who have wronged me. No comment on that yet. I'm drawn to deception and manipulation as a means to an end. No, I don't lie to people. I've had several on my telonym, like people asking, oh, you know, would you ever lie about this, that, and the other? And it's like, I don't lie to people. I'm already behind an avatar online where under a foot, like, I'm basically under two levels of docs, right? So even if somebody found the name that I used to set up Twitter with, it wouldn't matter because it's not even, that isn't even my real name. That doesn't matter. I believe in spreading my beliefs to others and converting them. What beliefs do I have that I would want people to subscribe to? I don't know. Professionality in streaming? I don't know, I think most people strive, at least I hope most people strive for that. I was heavily influenced by Total Biscuit, who was like very, very sort of straightforward and professional in the way that he did his streams. Like, while I swear a lot more than he does. I don't know, I'd probably leave that in the middle because I don't think I have any beliefs strong enough that I sort of try pushing on anyone for any reason. I'm drawn to violence and chaos. I mean, I love watching it. I love watching wrestling, and I love watching movies that have some violence in it, I suppose. Chaos, absolutely. I always believe that in order for the world to be reset to a point where everything's quote unquote normal, we have to have a period of massive chaos first. And then, like, basically people will do all the chaos, you know, all the looting and shit, and then eventually we'll get bored of it, and then we'll just be like, this ain't working for humanity as a whole, let's just, you know, settle the fuck down. So probably, yeah, I'd say so. I feel a strong connection to chaos as a force of change. Oh, well, that just perfectly outlines what I just said. I'm highly attuned to unusual aesthetics. I don't know, is retro aesthetics unusual? I suppose nowadays. Depends. It highly depends on what counts as unusual. I'll probably say no, because I'm guessing the opposite to unusual would be conventional. I think I'm just going to go to there. I have a strong sense of purpose and destiny. God, I used to. I believe in the power of secrecy and subterfuge, yes. I enjoy causing chaos and panic in others. No, I try to avoid that, if at all possible. I don't have any beliefs, really. I have a pragmatic and a practical approach to life. I've got a practical approach, dealing with things sensibly and realistically. In that case, yes. I see the world as complex web of hidden agendas and schemes. I mean, what's the count between conspiracy theorists and governments right now? I think the conspiracy theorists are winning. I'm drawn to hedonistic and extravagant experiences. I'll have to look this up as well. Engaged in the pursuit of pleasure, sensually self-indulgent. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, basically. Not especially. I find release and satisfaction in conflict. I don't know. I'm willing to betray or manipulate others for personal gain. No, that goes against basically everything I stand for. I believe in the power of magic and other arcane arts. Yes. I'm willing to make tough decisions and take drastic measures in order to achieve my goals. Not really. I don't think. Like, I won't like make a big thing about it while I'm streaming. But I don't think my goals, even as a streamer, are going to be achieved. So I don't really put a lot of effort into them. I'm drawn to the pursuit of knowledge and understanding. I'm drawn to fear and terror as tools of control. Fuck no. I find meaning and fulfillment in serving a higher power. No, that's why I'm not religious. I welcome the opportunity to have various technical or cybernetic implementations. Just no comment. I would love that. Me and my friend Alex have been talking about the concept of transhumanism for decades. Not decades. Decade. I seek pleasure and indulgence. Not really. I mean, I like the occasional snack, but I enjoy playing mind games and outsmarting my opponents. The upside, I suppose, is that I actually do have opponents. You know what, I'm going to put this all the way up because I do have opponents that I'm currently outsmarting, which is funny. Like, I'm going to replace opponents with enemies. I do actually have enemies that I'm currently outsmarting, and it makes me feel really good about that. I believe that technology is the key to unlocking humanity's true potential. No. Actually, this is sort of middle ground again. This is the AI question, effectively. I believe that technology is the answer to unlocking humanity's true potential, because of the way AI does things, but it shouldn't be embraced without hesitation, because that would be the end of humanity. I'm fascinated by ancient mysteries and secrets, absolutely. I believe that change is inevitable and must be embraced. Well, yeah. I value power and dominance over others, not especially. I'm willing to take risks and push boundaries for new experiences. Again, not really. My life isn't interesting enough, really, for me to, you know, think, ooh, actually, I can't even think of a new experience. I am willing to challenge established norms and beliefs. Not really, because you do that and you're outcast. I have a short temper and can easily lose control. No. Psychological warfare. What counts as psychological warfare? Planned use of propaganda and other psychological operations. Oh, in that case, yeah, pretty much. Like, it's not something that I plan to indulge in any time soon, but I know if I ever get bot raided, who I'm blaming, and also some other things, so. But I believe you should fight. Like, basically, the only reason that I'm willing to use what would be described as psychological warfare is that is what the other person did first. So it's just retaliatory, using the weapons of the enemy against them. I believe in striking fear into the heart of my enemies. No, I'm not that dramatic. I am willing to embrace sacrifice and risk for the thrill. And risk for what? I don't understand this question. I see the decay and corruption of the world and embrace it. No, I wish I didn't have to embrace it. I find solace in the order and efficiency of machines and often feel disconnected from the messiness of biological life. Yeah, I mean, computers are fairly efficient. I found beauty in darkness and decay. I mean, kind of. I used to draw art. Like when I was in college, I was on an art course, and I used to just, like, in my spare time, I'd just sit on the roof and, like, I'd draw a landscape of, like, what I could see, basically, which was usually, it was like kind of industrial, but I just drew it all on fire and fucked up and like futuristic and shit. I'm willing to break rules or laws to get what I want. Not really. That doesn't work out well for people in general. I'm deeply committed. Please. I believe in using any moves necessary to achieve my goals. Sure, even if my goals are basically pointless. I value resilience and endurance. Oh, I'm going to be an Iron Hand, aren't I? Oh, I'm 1,000 Sun. Dope. Yeah, I'll take that. They're the Psychers of the Chaos Space Marines. These guys are cool. Right, political test. Oh god, this is going to be horrendous. This is a dangerous one to take. Right. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. A lot of the lifestyle diseases of our age, such as depression, alcoholism, and drug use, are probably due to people despairing that their communities, cultures, and jobs are being uprooted. Yeah. I think Jordan Peterson put it best when he said something along the lines of people are depressed because they lack direction, and like how things are changing very, very quickly and not necessarily all for the best. So yeah, I believe that a lot of people have these things because things are changing too quickly for them to properly adapt to. Equality is more important than economic growth. I mean, yeah, as long as we're talking about real equality, because economic growth doesn't matter if the people aren't on the same playing field. Oh, shit. If an immigrant wants to fly the flag of his home country on my country's soil, that's okay with me. I'm leaving that in the middle. I'm not answering that question because I don't know the right way to word my response to that. There is at heart a conflict between the interests of business and the interests of society. Of course there is. The interest of business is money. The interest of society is to grow. As, you know, like humanity, basically. Free trade is better for third world countries and developmental aid. What is free trade? refers to policies that allow inexpensive imports and exports without tariffs or other trade barriers. In that case, yeah, probably. Developmental aid is only beneficial if both parties are receiving. I suppose it comes back under equality in a way. Is that realistically, things only work if everyone's equal. Like giving. No, I'm not finishing that thought. The people who have the ability to influence internationalist agendas are selectively looking out for their own interests. They do not have the well-being of the ordinary citizen at heart. I mean, you've only got to look at the heart of England at the moment with our Prime Minister. Like, he doesn't give two flying fucks about the average person because he doesn't know what it's like to be a normal person. I think, honestly, you've got to know what it's like to be like dirt fucking poor to really understand how to best, you know, help the people that you're elected to look after. Problems like climate change, poverty and terrorism require global solutions that transcend national borders, absolutely. And I'm surprised they haven't been done yet, except that a lot of internationalist agendas make a lot of money out of climate change, poverty and terrorism, including that allow them to fly around the world in their private jets multiple times a week. Some people and religions are generally more trouble than others. For fuck's sakes. I'm leaving that in the middle. I'm going to say yes. I don't fucking know. I'm going to put it there. Diseases and pandemics spread more easily than they should because those in power are committed to have people move freely across borders. Yeah, I mean, when the UK was experiencing the first wave of COVID, what was the country? I think it was one of the Scandinavian countries. They closed their borders day one, and so did Australia, I believe. They closed their borders, they locked down, and COVID was eliminated very, very quickly. Whereas in the UK, we didn't close borders. We've never actually closed our borders. We had international travel through planes and trains, because obviously we've got the Euro. Yeah, we fucked up big time. But yeah, like this is literally saying that. Because COVID came to the UK and like the 19 different fucking variants we've had of it. Because our government, not even because they are so committed to having people move freely, but because they didn't do anything about it. It's like right now in Calais as well. I think it's in Calais, where they're talking about diseases that haven't been seen for hundreds of years are in the camp there. And it's like, cool, why are we letting that happen? The market is generally better at allocating resources than the government. They're both pretty crap at it, to be fair. Capital punishment should be an option in some cases, absolutely. There are some cases, but, hold on. Right, so in those cases it has to be watertight, it has to be 100% proven. Because there are people who get accused of murder and stuff like that, and, you know, and it ruins their entire life because they don't have the, you know, even if they're proven innocent, there's still always going to be that question in people's head. And like pulling the trigger on somebody who is not 100% definitely the person who did it is extremely dangerous practice. So I'm going to actually put no. Because this is like allowing capital punishment is the kind of thing that allows for the abuse of capital punishment. You know, I mean, think about it nowadays. We like one of the biggest things is like effectively wrongthink. You know, if you talk about the wrong political topics or you talk about them in a way that's derogatory towards the people who are enabling those, then, you know, if capital punishment was there, then, you know, you could say, well, it's so bad that it's caused X amount of damage to a person's livelihood, etc., etc., so forth. We should just kill them. You know, but like it's right now in the British government. Dominic Raab was evicted from number 10. Basically, he was removed from Parliament or some shit like that because apparently he was bullying other members of Parliament. And it's like, okay, bullying is subjective. Like, tell us exactly what he did, and then, you know, we can decide whether it's bullying or not. Like, I mean, if he was like lifting people up by their legs and putting their head in the toilet and flushing it, sure, that's bullying. But saying he disagreed with some policies that the government was making could be called bullying because, let's be fair, the people in power can say whatever they want and nobody can really argue against them. Well, the people fucking good luck passing this 6-question test if you want gay. Lol. But at the same time, it's all subjective, so I disagree heavily with this, because it opens a door for abuse of capital punishment, and it would be abused. There'd be 100% cases where somebody would be put to death for doing something, and then like 2, 5, 10 years later, it would be proven that it wasn't a secure conviction, and they've just literally murdered a person for nothing. That's my only argument against it, is that yes, I do agree that an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, whatever, but at the same time, we are living in a time where the people who we should be able to trust with our safety are not the trustworthy people, necessarily. And I really shouldn't be talking this badly about politics on a public Twitch channel, but at the same time, fuck it, if I get cancelled out, who's going to notice? It almost never ends well when the government gets involved in business. Basically, yes. Overall, labour unions do more harm than good. I thought labour unions were good. What is a labour union? Oh, it's American. Okay, hold on, let me see. Organisations that represent workers in many industries recognised under US labour law. Their activity today is sentenced on collective bargaining over wages. No, not really. If effectively they have a person they can go to and say, we don't think we're getting paid. Saying that right now we're having a massive walkout of NHS workers in the UK because their pay is a bit crap. And that's putting literally millions of people's lives at risk. And I don't think that was unionised. I don't know. This is tough because I've never been part of a labour union. Everywhere I've ever worked has had private unions. So I'm going to put it like there. Global cultural harmonisation raises unique characteristics of different cultures and societies, leaving ordinary people despondent, disenfranchised and depressed. Yeah, basically. If you don't have any unique character traits, then of course you're either gonna have to join a unique group, or you're going to have to quote unquote unique, because whatever. But people are generally despondent, disenfranchised, and depressed anyway. So marijuana should be legal. I know. I disagree with that heavily, because number one, I've seen what it does to people, and number two, because if the government was, it's like that thing about Pepperidge Farm, I think that's a joke, of like them finding fentanyl in government allowed weed, in the same way that they tried to poison alcohol during Prohibition. So like it'd be a really quick way to get rid of a lot of potheads, but at the same time, like, if the government was mandating it, then there'd be tax on it as well. They'd only be doing it because they could make money off it. Organisations of the United Nations, WTO, and the International Monetary Fund play a positive role in addressing humanity's. No, they don't. They don't give a shit about humanity's common problems. We need to increase taxes on industry out of concern for the environment. Yeah, probably. I'm supposing this is probably talking mostly about like manufacturing and stuff like that releases a lot of CO2 into the environment. So I'm just going to put that as a safe middle ground, yes. Immigration to my country should be minimised and strictly controlled, yes. I'm only saying this because I live in the UK, right? We are a small island nation in the middle of the ocean, not even part of Europe anymore, right? Which means we shouldn't really have to deal with it anyway. But at the same time, we are overcrowded, right? The last time I checked, right, because it's sort of related to a job I used to do, and I still talk to some of the people I used to work with, right, there are 800,000 prison cells in the United Kingdom. Hold on, let me see. There were 82,000. Hold on, no. The prison population is projected to grow to 98,700 by 2026. But basically, from what I understand about it, is that there are more prisoners than there are prison cells, to the point where people are being doubled up, which is obviously really not that good. But we don't have housing. We literally have veterans of World War II sleeping under London Bridge. We don't have room for more people in this country. The way the West has spread democracy and human rights around the world is positive development that helps promote peace and stability? No. Democracy only works when it's agreed upon by everybody, and most places did not agree to having democracy. Rehabilitating criminals is more important than punishing them? Yes. Actually, most of the time. I'll say that most of the time. Like, obviously, there are people who can't be rehabilitated. There are people who don't want to be rehabilitated. It comes back to the point I made earlier about homelessness and how many people are generally homeless because of their own fault. It's the same with criminals. There are people who get institutionalized, right? People who come out of prison, but because they've gotten so used to the structure of, you know, you get up when you're told, you have meals when you're told, you go to classes and workshops when you're told, you know, that living in the outside world is more of a punishment than being in prison, because they don't know how to function properly in, like, quote unquote, the real world anymore. But honestly, that's because the criminal justice system, especially in the UK, is really trash at actually rehabilitating people and, like, you know, trying to make sure they don't reoffend. It's one of the cycles that's very similar to the way the job centre works. Is that once, like, I'm on benefits at the moment, right? So yes, call me a sponge, whatever, you know. But at the same time, it's the case of once you get into the benefit system, it is really hard to get back out of it because you get so used to living a certain way. And, you know, on a specific diet and whatnot. And also, they don't do, for example, run-ons anymore, which is a feature they used to have, which is where once you get a job, they'll still pay your benefits for like 1 month. And so you're still, like, you have that buffer, but nowadays they don't even do that. So, yeah, it's kind of, government should provide better healthcare to its citizens free of charge. Kind of. Depends on what's meant by citizenry. Like, it's one of those things where, like, in a lot of countries, if you've worked there, or, like, you have a specific skill that is beneficial to the progression of that country or whatever, then yeah, like, but if you're a smackhead who hasn't worked for 20 years, no, not really. I don't think that they should be paying for your smack. The free movement of people across borders is needed to address labour shortages. No, it's not. That's bollocks. This is literally a myth made up by governments, and provide opportunities for individuals who might otherwise be limited by their cultural background. People aren't limited by their cultural background anymore. That's not how that works. But the free movement of people across borders is needed to address labour shortages is bollocks. Because most people don't come, for example, and I'm going to have to talk about the UK because it's where I live and therefore it's where I have the most knowledge of. Most people do not come to the UK to work. Most people come to the UK because we have a national health service and we have a benefit system that is set up to give them money. Increasing international governance increases the distance between voters and those in power, thereby undermining everything undermines democracy. Anything that is done by governance will undermine democracy nowadays because they like their power and they'll do anything to keep it. The world is becoming increasingly interconnected. We are past the point where nation states can adequately solve the problems facing humanity. No. Like, while we're becoming less connected, if anything. I am a localist left. Bernie Sanders, Ralph Nader, Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, explain to me what left generally favours progressive values, government intervention in the economy to promote social welfare, and a focus on collective rights and social justice. Prioritises community or national decision making over a globalist or international one. Emphasises. Oh, hold on, I'm a localist left. Okay, hold on. Anti-establishment. Yeah. And often nationalist movements that emphasise the importance of national sovereignty cultural identity, strict immigration controls, and increased border security in opposition to refugee resettlement. Also typically supports tough on crime policies, including longer prison sentences, even though I very specifically said I prefer people to be rehabilitated than punished. What? This thing clearly isn't paying any attention. And oppose free trade agreements. I said I wanted free trade agreements for everyone. This thing is as dumb as this hasn't worked. I mean, I'm very close to whatever localist right is. I don't think that counts. Oh, I'm reading localist right. My bad. Season. Oh, I really am too tired for this shit. Sees international harmonisation as a tool of neoliberalism or global capital to increase their power and large corpos, and the mega wealthy is responsible for increased economic inequality and erasure of traditional communities and cultures. Prioritises economic and social justice within communities and may advocate policies such as increased progressive taxation, a higher minimum wage, and greater protections for workers and consumers. There you go, perfect. I want government to fuck off. I want corpos to pay more taxes. I want a higher minimum wage for people in work, and I want great protection for work. Fuck off. I want great protections for workers and consumers. So yeah, I'm good with that. Orientation test. Oh, here we fucking go. What the fuck? I've already done this. I identify as a Mayan. Well, oh god, no, we're not doing this one. Antagonism test. Based on research from the University of Georgia, the difficult person test. Oh, I'm hard to get along with. I already fucking know this. I usually don't help others unless there's something else in it for me. I mean, to an extent, like, I prefer to help somebody if it's, like, reciprocal. Like, I will help people who can't reciprocate, but I prefer to help somebody who can help me in some way in the future, so... I exploit others towards my own end. I don't exploit people. People do what I want because they're afraid of me. Honestly, I've never understood this thing. Like, a lot of people say their chat bullies them and whatnot as a streamer. I mean, I don't generally have a big enough audience to know if like, people will bully me. But I get a feeling that for some reason people wouldn't. Like, I've got a kind of respectable community. Like, a very, I think it's one of those things where, like, my average age range for viewers will probably be on the higher end of, like, people who maybe have more interest in politics and shit than video games. So I could probably do more talks about politics or like discussions probably, because I couldn't talk on my own for that long. For example, this is going to be a long ass stream and I'm going to get really, my jaw is going to get fucked. But at the same time, I don't know if people are afraid of me because people don't tell me shit. I think about hurting and or humiliating people who annoy me. I mean, humiliating maybe. That's only because they tried humiliating me, so I'm going to leave that in the middle. I don't really care if I offend others. Yeah, actually. Like, to be fair, we live in a world where people get offended very, very easily, and I disagree with that. Like, I was born in the 90s, the way I talk is the way I talk, and like, I'm not changing that. Like, I swear a lot, which I know some people don't really like that much. I was very specifically told that there are people who do not raid me because they know that I'm a basket of swear words, ready to be tipped over at a moment's notice. But at the same time, being offended, like, is subjective. I believe a lot in, like, taking subjective standpoints into consideration. And, you know, like, there's two different types of being offended from my experience, right? And it's when somebody says, I'm offended by this, here's why. You know, cool, maybe I can learn from that. But most people don't do that. Most people, when they're offended, will just, like, immediately go for personal attacks and straw man arguments. And after that, will go out of their way to make you look like the most evil person imaginable. And then, like, usually it will come with a quote like, do better or something, and it's like, please just go into that corner over there and fuck yourself. I think it's, let me just check, I honestly think it's actually on here, isn't it? Let me see. I can't remember. I think I've put in my about. This is how long my computer takes to load Twitch, by the way. Let me see. Is it still on here? Did I change it? Yeah, there you go. The rules are simple. While I may be a small streamer, I still have standards for people in the chat and for myself. Basically, don't be a dick and treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Any mention of politics will get you banned. Any tone policing in my own stream will get you a ban. Any harassment of any kind against me or any other member of the audience will get you a ban. This is not a bastion of free speech. This is a black hole on the internet where I pretend to be good at being entertaining. Basically, if people want to come in to be offended, then fine. If they make that my problem or anybody else in my community's problem, then yeah, they're gonna have a real problem, because you know they're making it my problem, and I don't like that. I like a relatively simple, easy to get through life as much as possible. Most people are lazy and don't work hard unless they have to. I mean, I'm lazy, but I don't think that most people are. I don't know, maybe most people are. Maybe. I'm just going to put that there because I think there's been a lot of, especially in the last, like, couple of years, I don't even think it really counts as being lazy. Because obviously a lot of people lost a lot of motivation to do a lot of things because of COVID, but also a lot of people blame COVID for a lot of things. So I'm just going to leave it in the middle because, honestly, my sample size would not be big enough to test that. I get angry when something blocks my plans. Yes, this is why I'm usually angry at myself, because the things that block my plans are my brain. I enjoy coming out on top after humiliating others. I mean, if I was purely hypothetical, if I was out to humiliate somebody, then yeah, I'll probably feel pretty good if I came out on top. But at the same time, I haven't done that, and I don't really have any real plans to do that, so I sometimes get insane. Please. The most dangerous thing to get for me is when I'm cycling, and like, I sometimes cycle one-handed or like no-handed, or I'll sometimes be changing my music. Where I cross the road is a fairly dangerous place because it's a double fucking blind. That's pretty dangerous because I could be knocked off my bike and basically die at any moment. I've been clipped. My back wheel got clipped by a FedEx van that went over a red light. That's pretty dangerous, but that wasn't my fault. It buckled the wheel. I had to pay like £40 to get my back wheel, and I couldn't afford that shit. Other people's emotions are... Oh, fuck. Sorry. I often hesitate to confide in others. Yes, I don't really... There's like 3 people total I trust on the internet. I say that not specifically, that's not the right way to word exactly what I mean there. Is that there are... So I've got 2 friends in real life and 2 friends, like 2 really good friends on the internet, right? And that's about as much as I can handle realistically. When it comes to why the 2 people I consider my friends on the, like, really good friends on the internet are considered that way, is because they know things about me that people in real life don't know about me. And they've known me for less than a year, whereas there are people in real life who've known me for more than a decade who don't know these things. And it's only because of the anonymity that I've got on the internet that I'm able to confide those specific things. That, yeah, I couldn't probably confide in real life because I'd be seen as a bit of a nutter. Which obviously I am, because I'm doing IDRL labs on my stream rather than playing a video game and actually being entertaining. Which, you know, would probably get me some viewers. But yeah, in general, I don't confide in others. Like, if it's, I mean, in general, like, I don't mind talking about general stuff, but when it comes to, like, things that I wouldn't tell to people in real life, there's, like, very, 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 very few people that I would give that to. I keep track of sensitive information. I mean, I do that by accident, that's not even my fault. People tell me I'm out of control. No, but I just, because people don't tell me shit. But I assume people think I am. Because I can't remember what the post I put up was, but I'm pretty sure people just assume I'm some kind of loose cannon. Like, they don't know what I'm going to do next, which is fun. I only obey those laws and rules that seem sensible to me. No, unfortunately, I have to obey all the laws and rules. Sadly. I would if I even thought I could get away with them. I would. I like telling people what to do. I mean, Not really, because I don't generally like talking to people as a rule. But overall, like, if somebody comes to me for advice and I'm in a position, like, it's the kind of advice that I'm in a position to give them, and then they don't listen to me, it pisses me off. So I'm going to put it there. I'm on my romantic partner. I don't have one of those. Oh, hold on. Yes. I'm on it with my... I don't have a romantic partner, but actually not really. There's only one person I'm entirely suspicious of, maybe two, like, for disloyalty, and there are very good reasons for me to worry about people being disloyal. Others should pay special. Fuck off. I mean, oh yes, I'm a very special snowflake. Fuck off. Others have told me I'm a hothead. Nope, people don't tell me shit. I get pretty angry when others disagree with me. Not really. I don't care if people disagree with me, if their reasoning is good enough. Like, there are three answers when somebody disagrees, like, when you provide somebody with a viewpoint, they either disagree with you, or they violently disagree with you, or they disagree with you. And on two disagrees with you, they violently disagree with you, or they just, like, straight up ignore you afterwards. So, it's problem solved. You know, I feel like I'm more please. I often find myself saying and doing things without stopping to think. Yeah, I'm kind of impulsive. I'm someone who just says, fuck off. I get angry more frequently than most people I know. I mean, not especially. Like, I don't know. Generally speaking, I am a superior person. Great, yeah, that would look really good. A white person saying I'm a superior person. That would look fucking great. I'll be branded a fucking Nazi immediately. I've been often described as cold as uncaring. Yes, actually. But that's only because I am the vinegar instead of honey kind of person. If somebody comes to me with a question, I won't take into consideration what they want to hear. I'll tell them what they need to hear, because I don't think enough people do that. And it's also one of those things that I didn't have growing up, and I wish that I'd had that, because it helps. Like, even if people are offended in the moment, like, the more often than not, I've had people come back to me and say, that really helped, thank you for, you know, sort of putting a boot up me, because most people just won't do it. You know, like, I'm the kind of person who, because of the anonymity I get from being on the internet, I don't care really if people get offended by what I say, but at the same time, I don't go out of my way to be offensive. Like, so if I say something to somebody and they take it offensively in a moment, then yeah, that's their fucking problem. But if they come back to it, like, usually, more often than not, they will come back and say, you know, a dozen other people said what I wanted to hear, you told me what I needed to hear. It's happened a lot. People purposefully do and say things that upset me. I mean, only one person, maybe two. People who don't do as I say need to be criticised. I don't criticise them, but I have gone over this, so I'm leaving that in the middle. I hold grudges, 100%. I'm British. Rule number one of being British. Well, it's not really rule number one. Rule number one is probably bangers and mash or something. Rule number two is beans on toast, and I don't eat beans and I don't eat mash. So I use insincere flattery to get my way. No. I use putting a boot up someone to get my way. I love that phrase so much. I don't know where that came from. I think I just made that up on the spot and it sounded good, so I just kept using it now. Avoid direct conflict with people who might be useful to me. I mean, I just avoid direct conflict with people in general. Like, usually, like, there'll be at least half a dozen things I see on Twitter that I just have to go, I'm not commenting on that, because if I do, it'll start an argument. I mean, in general, I don't know how people could be useful to me in the future, so others consider my lifestyle. Fuck off. I lived a life of a fiend and a degenerate. I sleep in as much as I can because, like, a long time ago, when I first lost my job, I was considering writing an actual book about, like, basically how to live your life now that you're unemployed. And I got a good way through that. I'm honestly still partially considering finishing it, and maybe I'll probably never get published, but I think you can get ebooks published easy enough nowadays. But like, yeah, I mean, I wear joggers all the time, which is something I never used to do. I hate wearing, like, I used to hate the idea of wearing joggers, but like, they're comfortable, so whatever. You know, I sleep when I want, I eat when I want. But also there's the freedom that if somebody's needs you, like the drop of a hat, then I'm there for them because I can be. You know, like it wouldn't be, oh, sorry, I'm at work, I can't. You know, but yeah, my lifestyle is boring and shitty. This streaming is about as exciting as it gets. I feel suspicion of people even after they've actually loyally towards me. That entirely depends on the way they talk to me. Some people will say things like, oh yeah, you can trust me, and it's like, that's really specific thing to say. You know, like people don't generally say that because that's sort of weird thing for, you know, like that sort of meme of what a weird thing to say. But no, like sometimes people will, like, it's like that thing earlier where it was like I'm hypersensitive to people, like to social cues and shit, while basically being socially retarded. But at the same time, it's like there are things people say that make me think, why the fuck would you say that? Like, what context has that got in this conversation? You know, like that sort of thing. It sort of makes it puts it in my head that there's a reason for them to have made that specific denial. So I think probably I look down on people who unwisely share their secrets. Absolutely. I think that everybody should have secrets, and sharing them around freely is not a good idea. Because the thing is it's the kind of thing that gives people ammunition against you if you ever fall out. Like the two people online who I basically trust with my biggest secrets because of the anonymity I've got online, if either of them were ever to post to Twitter, like, everything they know about me, like, it's not like I'd be socially fucked. I'd probably be more socially acceptable if they did. But at the same time, it's the case of, because it would explain a lot of my eccentricities easily. But at the same time, I would be extraordinarily pissed off that they did that because it's a breach of trust. People sometimes bother me by just being around me. In general, yes, I don't like being around people, and like IRL, because it gives me sensory overload. Me and my friend went to the cinema. When was it? It kind of been 1-2 months ago, maybe. We went to see the Super Gohan, the new Dragon Ball movie. And I nearly passed out in the foyer because there were so many people, and in general, I can actually understand up to 5 conversations that are happening around me at the same time. And that's really bad because I'm processing 5 different conversations, both sides, and it fucks me up really badly. And if they've got, you know, if they've also got BO, they're wearing bright colours, you know, all these things, there's just sort of everything piles on, so I hate being in gatherings of people. Oh, apparently I'm not that bad. I'm 45%, so that's like less than half. I'll take that. I think in general, like, while there's not a lot of context involved in this, I think that if somebody were to, like, if a real person were to be on the other end of this test, they'd probably have marked me lower because of my reasoning. I've got no grandiosity. Oh, that's so depressing. 0 grandiosity. The SM style test. 105 question will allow you to obtain your scores on all 15 personality styles. Personality styles represent a dynamic and more fluid aspect. Okay. My thoughts have a tendency to run in certain strange loops, and I dwell on weird themes, and I wish I could get rid of this. Absolutely. Often people will resent the way I boss them around. Technically, yes. Well, I'm afraid of getting close to others. I wish I had more friends than I do. Yes. The thing is my specific trust issues, as well as the getting overloaded by social interactions. Basically, I am quick to action on whim, thinking little about negative consequences. I mean, I'm streaming right now. I could probably be asleep or, you know, resting instead of being awake and streaming. I make more jokes and puns than others when I'm talking. It seems to come all by itself. Yeah, I mean, I do that a lot earlier on. I wear more colourful. Fuck off. I mean, the most colourful thing that I actually own is a t-shirt that has my old channel logo on it. Actually, I wonder if I've still got... Let me see. There's a chance I still have... is it in content creation? Probably won't be, because it's old channel stuff. Please tell me it's just easy to... I mean, if it was easy to find, then my life would be simpler. Library is channel stuff old. I've got a folder here called channel stuff old, and the Explorer has stopped working. Please start responding. No, there you go. That's my old channel. I've got this printed on the t-shirt that I'm currently wearing, by the way, and that's probably about as colourful as I get. I'm honestly considering reviving that brand as well, because it was I found a lot of shizus. There's only like 2 other Iliastas. I'm surprised. Please. People often underestimate me or ignore me. There seems to be no fairness in people who make it to the top. I do not let my guard down around others until I know they like me. Yes. No. I regard myself as sociable and good with people, and I often end up taking center stage. I mean, the thing is, right, is despite all my social problems, I've been told by specifically interviewers I'm actually fairly personable. And like, even when I make points that they disagree with, like when I'm challenged on them, I provide answers that are the kind of things that a reasonable person would say, rather than somebody who's actually as socially damaged as I assume I am. I don't feel particularly obliged towards my family. No, not anymore. I used to, but now I don't. I'm anxious. Yes. I've engaged in self... Moving on. I finished my work and chores before... No, absolutely not. I could be making overlays, or I've got Alex's Millennia runs to do, like I did with Fubuki's. I could be tidying my room. You know, like, there's lots of other things I could be doing instead of streaming. Fuck that. I'm often told that I'm a very correct and respected person. I don't get told anything, but respected is something that I... Actually, I'm just going to put disagree, because I don't get told anything. I assume people think that I'm not a respectable person. And to be fair, if that's their opinion, let them have it. Because I don't really give a shit at all what people think. I often forget my own perspective because I'm afraid others will reject me if I speak my mind. I don't forget my own perspective. My perspective is very set in stone. And like, if it's about a topic that I don't know about, then I will learn about it before providing any responses. I am afraid that others will reject me if I speak my mind, no, because not everything I have to say, it's like everyone, not everything I have to say is in line with the narrative. If a good thing comes my way, I don't feel happy about it, I don't feel I deserve to be happy. Less that, then I'm absolutely terrified that something will go wrong to counterbalance it. A lot of times in my life that's happened. I can disappear into my own thoughts even while things are taking place right under my nose, absolutely. Generally they do. Like, if there's an argument happening, I'll just listen to a different argument, or, you know, just think about something else. The thought of having no one in my corner to look out for me makes me seriously afraid. Not really. That's my life in a nutshell. I'm in my own corner because nobody wants to be in this corner, and I don't blame them in the slightest. It's not a good corner to be in. My ideas are ahead of their time. No. My ideas are about 10-15 years back. The way I want to make content is not the way people want content nowadays. Like, the way that I want to make content is very professional, very upfront. I can't really do it that well, but it's what I want to be doing. But nowadays people don't really care about things unless they're within a 10 to 15 second time frame. You know, it's why TikTok and YouTube Shorts and shit like that exist. Because people don't want things that work like that anymore. I'm always worried about one thing or another. Yeah, I subordinate myself to others. I do avoid trouble as much as possible, but I don't ever bend the knee to anyone to do it. I put considerable effort into presenting myself in a way that will make people admire me. No, I put myself across, like, it's like these things you see every now and again, where somebody will go, "Oh, how similar to you are you, like, in real life to who you are when you're streaming?" It's like, I'm literally the same person. Like, the thing is I don't want to put on a character because that you have to maintain that persona, you have to maintain that mask. But if you're just yourself from start to finish, then nobody can ever tell you you're lying to them because you've always been yourself. I also don't have. It also means I don't have to put any effort in, which is great. When someone presses me to do something, I grow angry and he grows more contrary. Yeah, I do that. My thoughts jump from topic to topic with little consistency of control. Yeah. I take care to spend my money wisely, so I can handle unforeseen situations. Absolutely not. Like, the thing is I don't have money, so like when I get paid, I pay my rent, I pay my PayPal credit, and I do some grocery shopping, and then I buy my backy, and that's basically it. That's where all my money goes. So I really generally, and then this month I bought myself a something I probably shouldn't have. Let me see if it's I won't pull it up in that tab, but I think it was a RT20 extra secret rare Alpha Max. Sure, I'll check card market. No, Google Images, just give me one of those. Yeah, I bought myself a Japanese Alpha Max. Where is it taking me? Because it was like $10, and it looks really. This is not a good representation of it. There you go, something like that. The secret rare is really hard to see, but it looks beautiful. There you go. That's kind of what it was. It was like $10, and on top of, I think this might be the seller I bought it from. Maybe not, but yeah, like it was like $10, and I was like, fuck it, I want one, so I'm gonna buy myself something nice. Oh, don't tempt me with more Alpha Maxes. So yeah, no, I'm not good with money. I think it's better for people if they get tough love sort of upbringing. Absolutely, I've been through that dozens of times. Following trusted rules is a good way to approach a task. I mean, generally, yes. I'm less interested in romance and dating than most people, yeah. When I'm alone, I nevertheless sometimes feel there is something or someone watching me. Not really. I'm not paranoid. I know that others talk about me when they see me. I mean, I know people think I'm strange. But I don't think they talk about me. I often get angry with people who annoy me and then I feel guilty afterwards. I don't feel guilty afterwards. If I get angry with somebody, there's a good fucking reason for it. Others sometimes refer to me as egotistical. People don't refer to me. It's like that meme of my pronouns are none. Do not refer to me. When was I know it's a parody and probably shouldn't be made fun of because it's wrong thing to do so, but at the same time, like, people don't refer to me. Very rarely I get referred to, but that's about it. But yeah, I don't think I'm egotistical and self-serving. I mean self-serving in the sense that I want to continue living. I don't feel that things are under control unless I'm in charge. In my own life, sure. And even then. I sometimes find myself in a really combative mode where I'll put people down and attack them without really knowing why. Nope. My comments are... I mean, subjectively, people will probably say that I'm attacking them. I've had that happen very recently where, like, I was just providing a very legitimate criticism. It wasn't even really criticism. It was just a legitimate impression of somebody's situation and how they can improve their lot. And they were like, oh, well, you're just attacking me. And it's like, no, not really. I'm just giving you an honest impression of what I think of your situation. But that's people nowadays. So, it takes someone with extraordinary mind to understand the full scope of my abilities. Probably not. I'm not that deep. Lying to and misleading people isn't as bad as it's made out to be. We all do it all the time. No, we don't. And no, we don't. I don't really have any close friends. Disagree, I have 4 close friends. I am, well, I mean 3, maybe 4. I am often dissatisfied and grumpy, yes. Some of my friends secretly wish to put me down. I don't really care. I often think the interactions with other people are just more trouble than they're worth. Not really, but it depends. I'm often revising my assessments of who I can and cannot trust. Sure. Dishonest people often try to take credit for work I've done. I haven't done any work, so it doesn't fucking matter. I'm afraid of closeness with others because I know it can end with them ridiculing me in front of me. It's like what I said about the 2 people online who know stuff about me that people in real life don't know. is that they could post shit like that on. They could post that stuff on Twitter, and like, while it's not like, you know, stealing money or being interested in CSM or anything like that. Is it CSM? Is that CSEM? Whatever that fucking acronym is for, you know, like, you know, I'm not like a pedo or anything, but it's like, you know, there are things that would shatter people's general awareness of me as a person, because I present myself one way, but these people know, you know, like a different side to me as a person. But I also know how dangerous it can be to open yourself up to other people, because there are people who will take advantage of the knowledge they get of you in that time. I often placate people even when I don't like someone. No, I never placate anyone. It has sometimes been necessary for me to be harsh with people in order to keep them in their place. I mean, yeah, technically. Like, people who come in here and, like, on my... The reason I've got the tone policing rule on my About Me section is because on my older stream I used to be a little bit more political, and people would come in and try and make things about things that they weren't about, and I had to put them back in their place and tell them, like, get the fuck out of my community, basically, because you don't belong here. If you're looking to start an argument with my community, then, you know, why? What is your point? I don't really have a need for close relationships. Disagree. Everybody needs close relationships, or you go slowly mad, which is why I am mad, because I've gone slowly mad over the course of like 20 years. I'm quick to blame myself when things go badly. I feel that some of the people in my life who have expressed love towards me have not really meant it. When things get too boring, I feel compelled to start adding a little colour to the situation. Not really. If things get boring, I go to sleep. I do what I want without worrying about how it will affect others. I mean, to a broader or lesser extent, sure. Like, what I do doesn't affect people anyway. So, you know, basically it doesn't fucking matter. Like, the way I describe what I do is kind of like, and I mean, what I do isn't that much anyway, but like, it's similar to how the Liberal Democrat Party in the UK works, is that they could come out and say, we're going to build 1 million children's hospitals, and nobody would listen. But they could also say, we're going to burn down 1 million children's hospitals, and nobody would listen. So I'm kind of in that same sort of zone where I don't really think anyone honestly cares about what I say I do, so, and therefore it doesn't have any effect. I often have feelings of guilt seemingly for no reason at all. Moving on. I seem to have so much... I sometimes feel like I have no choice but to remain close to people that I know will hurt me. I don't stay in contact with people who might hurt me. Most people see me serious and reserved. Yeah, you see, this is what I mean by what I said before, is that there are people, like those two people know me as a bit more funny and jokey and shit, whereas in general I'm fairly serious and reserved. Whenever something good happens to me, I seem to ruin it of my own accord, probably. I think rules are meant to be broken. I've sometimes been in trouble with the law. No comment. I plan more activities and projects than is human possible to execute. Yeah. People often accuse me of things I haven't done. Yes. I constantly remain on my guard so no one can take advantage of me. Yeah, I mean, I can't see how that would happen, but still. All my life I've had to be on guard to prevent others from... I don't really understand the concept of that, but whatever. It's easy for me to make new friends. I can talk to all manner of people, and it's so easy for me to fill up my life with friends. Not really. Like, I can make new friends because apparently I am relatively personable, but it takes a long time for me to call somebody friend. Like, non-ironically. Like, I will sometimes end a conversation, like earlier on when I was talking to Iggy before I started stream. Like, I can put at the end, oh, you know, good luck, friend. But that's not really me specifically calling them a friend, it's a term of endearment. There's a sort of a difference. I feel better about making big decisions if I get others to suggest a course of action and follow that. Not really. I prefer to have other people's input, but they're not suggesting the full course. They're just like making slight deviations. Most people have made such top of lied or cheated to get there. I mean, in general, yeah. I always make sure that my work is well planned, please. When I'm with other people, I was always tense and afraid to be myself. I mean, now more and more nowadays, yeah. Even when things are going fine for me, I'm anxious it won't last, yeah. My emotions towards those closest to me alternate between love and hate. Kind of, yeah. I've got a friend who I only see once every 2 weeks, and that's growing further and further apart because he's got a girlfriend, and well, I can't offer him sex. I don't assume that's the only reason, but at the same time, like, I've sort of recognised a pattern of getting a bit bitter when if he doesn't turn up on that fortnight week. So, like, you know, it's kind of hard to explain that, but I don't have a lot of emotions. People have never sufficiently recognised my contributions. I don't know what contributions I'm expected to have made. I'm not someone who stands on the sidelines, no. Although I do always end up catching people's attention. I don't know how it happens. Like, when I used to go to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, I just used to pull up a table at the side and sit there. And I'd, like, be sorting out my cards or whatever. And dozens of people would just come over. When I was at secondary school, I was designing a video game in the school library, and people would come over. And so, like, apparently I'm fairly magnetic, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't generally like or trust people. I'm a bit misanthropic in that way. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's just one of those things that's quirky and interesting enough that because people don't fully understand it, they take it as a challenge almost. No, that's an interesting thing. But I do stand on the sidelines at a party, but I do end up catching attention. Yes. I can't be happy about good things that happen because I feel like I don't deserve it. I mean, sure. Can't stand pompous and effective people, yeah. Like, the thing is I don't assume myself to be better than anyone, but I also don't like other people assuming they're better than me. We're all human, we all bleed the same colour. So, you know, others are envious of what abilities. When someone thinks they can deter me from doing what I wish by using threats and punishments, yeah, I mean, I become more deliberately contrarian the more and more people tell me specifically not to do something that I want to do. I feel that most people just like me. I don't know. And you can't skip. I don't even think it's, like, really dislike. I think that I'm probably just quite hard to like because I'm not like other people. And that's not in the sort of, ooh, I'm, you know, special or whatever way. It's more the, I don't just tell people what they want to hear. I don't get involved with people's problems. I don't really do anything to rock the boat, so to speak. But at the same time, I also don't, you know, subscribe to dozens of channels and gift dozens of subs. I'm just going to put it as a agree, but it's like, it would be somewhere very in the middle if I was allowed to have that option. I've attempted to commit. I respond quickly with lively emotion. I'm pretty good at getting attention from the opposite sex. No, I don't really get attention from anyone, so it doesn't matter. When I start feeling down, yeah, I tend to spiral. Seems like the types of friends that I make always end up disappointing or rejecting me. I mean, it depends on what level of friend. I don't know. I'm just going to put disagree. I'm afraid of separation, and I have it in me to act desperately and dramatically to prevent someone I love from leaving me. No, I gave up on that. People think I say strange things. Oh, nobody knows what I look like, so how the fuck does that matter? Picking out every deformity and imperfection. I mean, like, if people wanted to, you know, talk about my looks, yeah, I'm fat, so fuck what. Like, I'm not dangerously overweight or anything, so you can talk about me all they want, but like, nobody, like, people do think I say strange things. I've been told that. These are annoying because these should be, like, separated into two questions. These two things are not necessarily mutually exclusive. People do think I say strange things. When I'm with other people, I'm constantly anticipating criticism and attacks. No. I was born in the 90s. If somebody says something I don't like, it's not a personal attack, generally. Or even usually. It's just somebody critiquing my existence, which is fine. I don't want to think faster. Yeah, I really do. I don't talk a lot, but like when I start talking, I generally don't stop for a while. And I do think very fast. It causes me problems sleeping. I'm uncomfortable on stage and sometimes fantasize that it will help me. No, I am very capable of defending myself. Sadly, though, I am very uncomfortable around strangers. So this is another one of these fucking weirdo questions. I'm almost never when people argue strongly for something, I often find myself agreeing with them, even though no. If people argue strongly for something without a strong argument, like without a good argument to back it up, I won't give a shit. If they have a good argument, then fine. But I am good at coming up with loyal excuses to myself when I've done something wrong. I'm always ready and excited to meet new people. No. I don't have a lot of faith in my own judgment. Others are usually bad. No. I sometimes... The thing is when it comes to that kind of thing, only I know my own life, and only I know my, like, the full extent of my own capabilities. And, putting that in somebody else's hands is not a good idea. No comment. I sometimes get confused or feel sad when people are nice to me. I have a habit of criticising people intensely if they annoy me or don't do as I say. Not really. Sticking to familiar routines is a good way to avoid mistakes. I'm gonna go with... I guess, yeah. Well, obviously if you do the same thing 100 times, then you probably won't fuck it up, but there's always a chance that you will. But I guess it lessens the chance significantly, so fine. I often get into situations, I mean, only twice, but that's neither here nor there. When I'm driving, I want to drive faster, put the pedal to metal, even if I don't do it. Yeah, it's called lapel de vide, the call of the void. It is the human, like, when you're standing on the edge of a cliff and there's a little voice in your head that says, jump. I'm aware of it. No comment. Sometimes people smile at me in the street and I don't really know why. I haven't seen people smiling in the street for a very long time. People who do things slowly are annoying and need to be criticised. When I first became homeless, I did a job in a library. Like it was a voluntary job. It was like helping old people use computers, and like it was genuinely painful watching them type. But you can't criticize old people for typing slowly. Okay. When I feel despondent, I get an urge to destroy the things around me. Yes. Unfortunately, the only thing I've really got is my computer, and I can't destroy that. Your personality style is depressive. Awesome. Though without necessarily suffering from clinical depression, you are nevertheless glum and pessimistic, experiencing little joy. Due to stifling and dark character of your thoughts, you may at times experience psychomotorial retardation. What a fucking phrase! Your thoughts slowing almost to a standstill, and you may be holding and unable to experience pleasure during such bouts of melancholy and dejection. When you try to pull yourself together, there is an overpowering sense of giving up, a sense that life is over and there's no use trying to fight or regain joy. Yeah, I sort of had a thought line like that earlier where I was thinking, you know what, I could just like delete my Twitter and nobody would notice. Look at that, 0% narcissistic. Brilliant. I mean, I'm obviously going to be Eeyore, right? Sarcasm and tone of voice are often lost on me. Absolutely not. I'm worried about one thing or another. Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's... Well, we all know what it is. If a good thing comes my way, I don't feel happy about it. I don't feel like it. God, this is depressing. I am quick to act on a whim, thinking little about negative consequences. A lot of these questions seem very same. Okay, this is irrelevant because we're basic. Anger test. Go for it. Multi-dimensional anger test. Some of my friends have habits that annoy and bother me. Yeah, I mean, one of my friends has a girlfriend. I get angry when someone alters an agreement. Yes. Pray I do not alter it any further. I get angry at myself when I do something stupid. Yes. When I agree with someone, when I'm angry with someone, I let them know. Yeah, of course. Like if you don't explain to somebody you're not having a good time in their presence, then how would they know? I get, not really. When I have to work with incompetent people, yes. This is exactly my experience of college and university, and in general workplace. I get angry when someone acts unfairly, yes. When I'm angry with someone, I take it out on whoever's around, no. I generally just ball it up, because I'm British and that's what we do. I get angry when I'm delayed. I mean, yeah. I feel guilty about expressing my anger. Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but when I do, I have to sort of, you know, wind things back and spend ages reflecting on what I did and why. When I get angry, I usually stay angry for hours. No, when I get angry, I tend to depressive spiral. I'm secretly quite critical of others. No, I'm openly quite critical of others. I try to get even when I'm angry with somebody. I try to get even when I'm not angry with people. Once I let people know I'm angry, I can put it out of my mind. It depends on the original offence. If somebody offends me in a way that really bothers me, then I can't really let it go until, like, I don't know. It's the same thing as holding a grudge, I suppose. Like, I need to be able to fully express why somebody's fucked me off if somebody does that. I've met many people who are supposed to be experts and know better than I am. Yes. I've been in several lines of work where people who are in advanced positions have been less competent in their positions than I have. When I get angry, I calm down faster than most people. Probably not. Like, I can't probably calm down at a general rate. I get angry when I'm not given proper credit for something I've done. I don't do anything. I can make myself angry about something in the past just by thinking about it. Yep. Because there are some things that I genuinely have good reasons to be angry about. I am on my guard when people act friendlier towards me than expected. Yeah, in general. I get angry when something blocks my plans. I mean, I generally don't really make that many plans, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. If I let people see the way I really feel about things, I'll be considered a hard person to like. I'm already a hard person to like. Honestly, if people saw the way I really feel about things, I don't know, maybe. Maybe people would like me more because they... I suppose it's like walking a mile in somebody else's shoes kind of thing. If somebody else has been in my shoes for a mile, they probably understand why I am the way I am, but it's kind of tough. I get angry when someone embarrasses me. Yeah, I mean, obviously, everybody does. It's a very normal reaction to being embarrassed. I don't honestly think people talk about me behind my back. I don't think people come into my stream and then go off and go to like a private Discord and something and go, oh, by the way, did you know that Shizu? Oh, fucking, what was it? Political left? My friends and loved ones know that I have the capacity to become angry. Everybody has the capacity to become angry. At times I feel angry for no specific reason. I mean, everybody does. Even if I am angry, I try to talk about tense situations without letting them know I'm angry. Not really, I don't talk about my emotions. I sometimes get so angry I feel I might lose control. Yeah, I mean, I've kicked my computer a few times. When it crashes, sometimes I'll just stand up and give my computer a good fucking hard kick. Which I probably shouldn't do because it's a computer and there's like over $1,000 of computer there. So, probably not a good idea to actively do something that damages it. People sometimes bother me just, you know, we've been through my overstimulation. Other people seem to get angrier than I do in similar circumstances. I mean, yeah, basically. It's difficult for me to let people know that I'm angry, yeah. Something makes me angry almost every day, yes. I get angry when I have to take orders from someone less capable, 100%. I often feel angrier than I think I should. No, generally I'm fairly subdued. I'm surprised at how often I feel angry. I mean, I don't even think it's really angry, and also I'm very not surprised by things in life. Anything to make me angry? No. Can I drag that any further off the side here? It's very hard to make me angry, because, in general, like, life is shit for everybody, and adding to that is not something that I won't really subscribe to the idea of doing. I often have my anger from others. Yeah, harbor grudges that I don't tell anyone about. I mean, like, maybe 3 people know about the grudges I currently hold. If or when I have my anger from others, I think about the thing that made me angry for a long time. Yeah, and like the thing is if you don't, it's a completionist theory in that if you can't resolve the problem, then obviously it's going to be stuck in your head. Okay, where am I on this? Oh Jesus, I'm on internal anger. I'm British. Let's see. Internal anger denotes a person's tendency to keep their anger on the inside without making their surroundings aware of their anger. People who score high on internal tend to feel guilt over expressing it, but at the same time may also blame themselves in their thoughts for failing to express that they are angry. As a consequence, they often have trouble enforcing reasonable boundaries. Yeah. Right, gender test. Avoids cursing. Fuck no. Analytical, yes. Devoted. To the people I care about, yes. Jealous, not really. Defends my own opinions as often as I'm allowed to. Individualistic. I don't like groups. Assertive, not really. Forceful, kind of. Sentimental, yes. Shy. What does that even mean? I've seen too many people use this word, it's lost all meaning. Nervous or timid in the company of other people. What does timid mean? Showing a lack of courage or confidence, easily frightened. Well, I'm not easily frightened. I am nervous. I'll just leave it in the middle. Sincere? Absolutely. In my willingness to put a boot up somebody. Energetic. Imaginative. I can be. Competitive. I don't really care. Tender. Definition. Can you use it in a sentence? Showing gentleness, kindness, and affection. Not especially. Mild. I think that just means not severe, serious, or harsh. Roughly sympathetic. Feeling, showing, or expressing thanks. What's the definition of sympathy? Feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune. Understanding between people. I don't fucking know. Ambitious. Once. Affectionate. I'm not good at it. Likeable. Probably not. Self-reliant. Dominant? I don't fucking know. Probably not. Having power and influence over others. Well, I don't have that. Guess no. Does that make me a bottom? Moody. Yes. Introverted. Loyal. All the way up. Basically just like one of those big fucking dogs. Secretive. Yes. Because I need to be. Soothing. Probably not. See, it's like a son who isn't here at the moment, like, keeps asking me to do ASMR, and it's like, you sure about that? Because, like, while my voice is apparently soothing to some people, like, at the same time I swear like a sailor, which probably isn't that good. Happy. Strong personality. How do you define somebody who's having a strong personality? Confident, determined, is not easily influenced or worried by other people. Oh, in that case, yeah. Loves children. No, I hate children. Honestly. Helpful. Yielding. Polite. Compassionate. Definition? Feeling or showing... Fuck's sakes. What does it mean to be compassionate? Literally means to suffer together. No, if somebody else is... I don't know. Not afraid of risk. Not really. Willing to take a stand. Not really in today's world. Awesome. I'm less than half a man. But I'm also 0% woman, so that's probably good. I'm casually masculine. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, it's okay to laugh is the best way to handle a situation. No. I try to be... I'm probably going to be a Ravenclaw. I try to be someone who spreads enthusiasm. I prefer to be one of the teammates. When I feel threatened, I am inclined to back down. I seek vengeance when I've been wronged. I look down on people who unwisely share their secrets. I've already answered that question. I wouldn't pretend to like someone. Yep. I can be manipulated. I enjoy analysis for its own sake. Even when people have wronged me, I find it easy to forgive and forget. No, I highly disagree with this really, really weak tenet of Christianity. I sometimes spend more time fine-tuning definitions, concepts, or techniques than probably prudent. Yeah, I mean, I could probably have done twice as many tests if I hadn't just been, like, talking. I keep track of sensitive information. Sort of. I often think that people should make more of an effort to be kind and respect each other. I mean, not necessarily kind-hearted, but respect at least. Probably not. I used to, honestly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I'm actually trying to get a goal, by natural take charge, yeah. When I hear tales of the past and words from ancient languages or see the ruins of monuments, yes. Like, I follow at least 3 different accounts on Twitter that have, like, that post pictures of old castles and shit. I wouldn't be tempted to use counterfeit money. I'm very active during my waking hours and don't often see me as kind-hearted and well-intentioned. It's boring to discuss philosophy. I often use abstract and complex words in my writing and speech. I openly show my impatience when others get in the way of progress. Am I actually a Ravenclaw? Yeah, 100% a Ravenclaw. I fucking knew it. Okay. Man, there's so many fucking tests. Look how we're not even... Oh, you can't see that on this screen. We're this far down. There's this many more fucking... Sociopath testing. I know I'm a sociopath. High functioning. Don't worry. Love style tests is a popular way of gauging which ways of expressing love resonate with a person. The test will measure your political opinions according to a non-biased and agenda-free. Let's see about that, shall we? Western civilization has benefited more from Christianity than from the ideas of ancient Greece. Wrong. Government should set a cap on the wages of bankers and CEOs. Yes. Some people and religions are generally more trouble than others. Yes. Immigration. Yep, we've done that. Surveillance and counter-terrorism programs have gone too far. Yep. Taxpayer money should not be spent on arts and sports. Rehabilitating criminals. Yep. There is a heart of conflict between the interests of business and the interests of society. Yes. Monarchy and aristocratic titles should be abolished. I mean, I've always thought that having Sir before my name would sound pretty good, actually. But yeah, generally I think they should. There's no reason for it anymore. Prostitution should be legal. A strong military is a better foreign policy tool than a strong diplomacy. Well, yeah, because I mean, diplomacy only gets you so far when your gun's pointed in your face. The government should provide healthcare to citizens free of charge, assuming those are citizens. We need to increase taxes on industry out of concern for climate. Overall, the minimum wage does more harm than good. No. It stops people being paid less than minimum wage. Overall security lights those... Yes. No, they do less harm than good. They do more good than harm. Edward Snowden and Julian Assange are fucking heroes, and the fact that they are being treated the way they are is, like, literally horrendous, because they're literally doing what is best for the people. Almost never ends well when the government gets involved in business. If an immigrant wants overall labour unions, I think I disagree with that. Speculation on stock exchange is less desirable. I don't know anything about stock exchange. Probably. Free trade is better for third world countries. Yeah. My country should give more foreign aid. No, it shouldn't. We can't afford it. Well, I'm not even joking, but Let me show you what I mean. UK debt clock. This is how much debt the UK is in right now. Sure, why not? In real time, by the way. I think that's 2 trillion. The UK's national debt is surpassed £2 trillion and is on its way up to 3. That is more money than, for example, I could ever dream about having. I can't, like, the thing is I've always said if I won the lottery, it would last me maybe a week. Because I know exactly what I'd spend it on. But this is a disgustingly huge amount of money. We can't afford to be sending money everywhere around the world. Quality is more important. Import tariffs are a good way to protect jobs. I don't know enough about that. Market is generally better at allocating resources than the government. A country should never go to war without the support of an international community. Hold on. A country should never go to war full stop. It is legitimate for nations to privilege their own religion over others, of course. Medically assisted suicide should be legal, yeah, because there are people who are genuinely in positions where they want to die and there's not enough that can be done to help them. Capital punishment, again, I'm saying no to capital punishment because it will be abused. Oh god. The government should redistribute wealth from the rich to the poor. It shouldn't really redistribute the wealth as such, but there should be more balance when it comes to rich people paying taxes and not being allowed to get away with it. Marijuana should not be legal. People who turn down a job should not be eligible for that's tough because that's something that actually applies to my existence. Leaving that in the middle. Yes. No. If people want to drive without a seatbelt, that should be the decision. Yeah, it's like when COVID first started. Right, my opinion of what they should have done instead of making up all the bullshit rules and all the lockdowns and shit, is just said to people, if you want to go out and do whatever you want to do, then go do it. But if you get sick and die, that's your fault. Basically, it's draconian and it's really bad. But this is the same thing. If people don't want to drive a seatbelt, if they don't want to wear a seatbelt, fine. But if they just make that decision, then it's like the fuck around and find out law. Like if they drive without a seatbelt and something happens to them, then it's their fault, and they should be held responsible for being in a position to make that decision for themselves. So yeah, I highly believe in that. There are too many wasteful government programs. Of course there are. Government spending with the aim of creating jobs is generally a good idea. Yeah, I mean, creating more jobs is always good. Apparently I'm in the same sort of place as Bill Clinton. I'm left liberal. Social liberalism? Cool. I don't know what that means at all. Individuals in this quadrant seek to uphold individual liberty while taxing the market to provide social benefits for those in need. I do believe very heavily in the concept of a universal basic income. They tend to see themselves seeking balance between individual liberty and social justice, and be in favour of multiculturalism, secular government and international cooperation. While they are typically sceptical of state involvement in social affairs, they nevertheless see a legitimate role for the state in combating discrimination and ensuring equal treatment. Interesting. I don't understand what those mean. That's about right. Dark core test, let's fucking go. How fucked in the head am I? I've enjoyed hurting someone physically. Shit. When I was getting bullied at school, I did enjoy getting into fights. None of these today. I can really be nasty when I take my revenge. Kind of. People who get mistreated have usually done something to deserve it. That's not a fair question to ask at all, because there are some people who genuinely do deserve what they get, basically, like karma coming back, but then there are also people who don't, so I'm sleeping in the middle. And those with superior talent should not hide them, absolutely. Actually, not all the way up, though. Because obviously there will always be people who seek to take advantage of people with superior talent. But at the same time, their skills should be recognised and celebrated. Again, kinda. It's okay to lie, since you never know who you can trust? No. I expect special favours? No. Some people have to be treated roughly because they lack feelings that can be hurt. If they're saying the people who don't have feelings... Actually, I'm just going to sort of go here anyway, because roughly is a very loaded term here, in the sense that the way that I communicate with people could be seen as rough, in that, you know, the whole putting the boot up and thing. So maybe I agree with that a little bit. Hearing others praise me is something I look forward to. Please, people never praise what I do. I humiliate others to no, I don't humiliate anyone. When you're at the bottom of the barrel, you don't have the right to humiliate anyone. People see me as especially worthy of admiration. I'll say anything to get what I want. I deserve more than I currently have in life. Everybody deserves more than they currently have in life, except people who already have everything in life. I would gladly pay a small sum of money to see a classmate who I do not like fail a job or exam. It is important to me that I'm more successful than others. It's okay to lie? No. Spend a lot of time looking for opportunities to achieve higher social status? Not really. Don't care that much. I'd like it, but whatever. I'm constantly looking for ways to get ahead? No. People like me deserve more. Fucking hell. People like me. People like who? I look down on people who unwisely share their secrets. I use liars? No. I should not have to deal with trivial matters or the humdrum of everyday life. I mean, everybody has to. I don't know. I haven't had the chance to enact proper revenge yet. I would be willing to pay more for certain goods if other people I did not like had to pay more. No, because I already can't afford things I like. I don't have a choice in the matter. Of course they would. Since day one of humanity, where caveman number 1 came out of the cave and brained caveman number 2 with a rock. Humans love violence. If I oppose the election of an official, I would be glad to see them fail. I don't have a community, so why would that matter? I honestly feel I'm just more deserving than others. Taking something without the owner's permission is okay as long as you're just borrowing it. Not really. Payback needs to be quick and nasty. No. It's best served cold. I like to pick on losers. No, because I'm in that group. It is sometimes worth taking a little suffering yourself if it means that others will receive the punishment they deserve. There are no right and wrong ways of making money so much as there are easy and hard ways. I mean, basically, yeah. Most people don't really care about others. Not anymore. Not really. Compared to other bad things people do, stealing something small from a store isn't worth worrying about. Yeah, basically. Might be willing to take a punch if it meant someone I did not like will receive too. Yeah, kind of. I refrain from telling people the real reason I did something unless it's useful. Yeah, I mean, basically. I don't want to hurt people. I avoid direct conflict with people. No. I use insincere flat. No. My own happiness is more important than that of people around me. No. $11.89 lighter. I don't understand what that means. Spitefulness. A tendency to engage with behaviour that would harm others but would also entail harm to oneself. Yeah, I'm the dig two graves kind of person. Oh. Which is more, I communicate directly and at face value, and I prefer not to assume something that wasn't said. I can't help but read between the lines and feel rightly or wrongly that people were going where people are going and what their motives are. I enjoy switching. I prefer to work on one task and finish before moving on. My efficiency goes down if I can multitask. Actually, that's incorrect. I kind of can do that. Oh yeah, because I get bored of singular tasks very easily. I make explicit and detailed agreements about who will do what when and expect people to stick to them. I prefer to let developments arise, react spontaneously. I often feel the urge to roll my eyes. I mean both of those times. Oh god. Keeps their head cold. Don't pay attention to stupid things like insurance and tax returns. I make the necessary sacrifice to make sure the boring but mandatory stuff is in order. Vague and unclear teachers who expect students to magically infer what they expected. People tend to make mistakes when they don't use their head and listen to reason. Yeah, reason's better. Gut instinct. As a leader, you're more likely to be evaluated as bossy and inflexible. I would be the Gordon Ramsay kind of leader, the dictator type. When looking ahead to someone seeing in the future, you feel better if you have settled on a viable course of action. Someone asks me a question doesn't give me enough time to think of an answer before they resume talking. Someone a question and get impatient when they don't answer right away. I don't generally ask people questions. Which is closer to your usual way of approaching a task? Work around non-essentials. When I'm working on something, I prefer the result to be solid. That means that I may overdo some of the non-essential parts, but I don't find them. No. At the end of the day, you feel that rational arguments should trump personal values. Rational arguments may be a valuable guide, but they cannot really... No, I think arguments rooted in logic are better. The world would be a better place if people use their fucking heads. Whose genius would I rather have? Da Vinci's. Honestly. Which is more true. I come across as reserved and hard to get to know. Others start to open up. I mean, I just sit there and listen to people talk, and then they spill out their life stories to me for some reason. I prefer to withdraw and think about things, and so I'm certain I can understand it. Yeah, I think that's probably about right for me. What goes through your mind when you hear other people brainstorming? I get impatient with starry-eyed dreaming, which in fact contributes a little. Yeah, that one. I prize structure over spontaneity, and I like to have a plan to fall back on in case something unexpected happens. Yeah, I like to have a plan B. I like to size them up, yeah, easily. The actual realities that we all awake to every morning. Theory for theory's sake does not particularly... Yeah, I suppose. Thoughts and theories are moved from time and place. The here and now does not particularly interest... No. Certain and reliable facts I know for a fact to true. Yeah, I don't really... I prefer hard logic. Which statement? Feelings are irrational and have no place in truth seeking. When others communicate, I often get distracted when they... All things considered, I am offensive and a bit impractical. When cooking a new dish, I make it up as I go along. That's not true really, is it though? Actually, saying that, that's probably about right. I found myself engaged in an intellectually stimulating conversation with someone who gets what I'm saying. Yeah, like if somebody understands what I'm trying to get at, like in the middle of a conversation, and yeah. Oh god. They should meet each other in open argument, each stating the points that they have in favour of their position and refuting the other person's argument with counter-arguments. They should use an impartial standard, yes. They should be sensitive to where each of them is coming from, as well as the experiences that those persons hold the beliefs that they now hold. They should keep tuning. This is like modern versus standard, effectively. Like, it's logic versus feelings. Aeroplanes don't fly because people want them to fly, they fly because science. Planning ahead can be stifling because you never know when an unexpected opportunity might present itself. I may shift from pursuit to pursuit. It is necessary for me to feel relaxed and prepared for what I want to do, while I might miss some opportunities to fly by. I like to collect my thoughts and know which point I'm going to make before I start speaking. Yeah. What is more true? While I can be mindful of whatever values and personal viewpoints a person subscribes to, at the end of the day, what really interests me is whatever impersonal and objective thought they may be able to bring to the table. While I can be mindful of whatever impartial and objective insights, at the end of the day, what really interests me is a personal viewpoint. No, not really. They should show me the logic, pointing out how their position is more rational. They should show me how their position connects with my values. No. If somebody wants to convince me of something, they should be showing me how their position connects with their own values, not... Because otherwise, why would I care? Like, if they can't back it up with their own personal experiences, then what difference have they brought to the conversation other than, you know, well, they just assumed that I felt a certain way about a certain topic. I tend to find the facts and realities of the situation can speak for themselves. I tend to want to understand how and why one thing is connected to the next. I like spending time with... Ugh. Yeah, I suppose this one. I like spending time with others, but I predominantly get my energy from being alone. Yeah. I'm fairly laid back. After a dinner party, others would be more likely to complain that I didn't talk enough. Yeah. I've actually been at dinner parties like this, like sort of work dues and that, where like they've gone away and I've had a message or something like the next day saying, oh, by the way, like when we were chatting outside, or like after you left, they were saying, oh, you know, like you didn't talk a lot, did he? I'm fucking useless. I like brainstorming and airing new ideas. I like thinking about new ideas in peace and quiet of my mind. Yeah. Envisioning possibilities or minding the facts. Those exciting maybes which may or may not be real. Believing myself, witches, and mastering. Which statement describes me better? I'm a realist endowed with common sense. Yeah, I suppose so. Products. I focus on what needs to be done. I impose the necessary structure to get there and reach the goal on time. I resist structure. I see as suffocating. Yeah, but this is obviously saying if you've got a specific goal, then why would you want new information and opportunities to come in through that? It seems stupid. In what kind of workplace do you thrive? A place where I can concentrate. Well, I was saying that probably fast-paced. I don't know, maybe it's a bit both on that. I prefer to think the problem through using my knowledge and experience to come up with a solution that I know will work. The approach doesn't have to be glamorous as long as it gets the job done. Yeah, it's like when I used to work. It wasn't like construction, but it was. What was it? It was gardenery, but we were pulling up concrete slabs and shit. And one of the things we had to do was put up a greenhouse. And For some reason, the instructions weren't properly set out in a way that something to do with a door. It was a long time ago, but like I said, look, I can get this done, but it will look ugly. Basically, it will be a door, but it won't look amazing. It will work. It will just be functional. And yeah, that's basically. I tend to end up exploring. No, well, I enjoy seeing friends on one-to-one. I find it more stimulating to hang out with several. No, definitely not the modern area. Resolving conflicts, which approach do you often find yourself? A principled approach, a kind-hearted approach? No, principled. Kind-hearted doesn't help people. Well, that's different. I've been INFJ and INFT. INTJ. I've been ISTJ. Maybe I've changed. What is? I can't remember what S means on this. So that's extroverted, introverted. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done these. Apparently I'm ISTJ nowadays. Good to know. Oh, I'm bored of this. Right. Oh, do I want to swap over to Elden Ring or do I want to finish stream? That depends entirely on what time it is. Also, I just ripped out several strands of hair with that. So yeah, we learnt that I'm a wacko, which is great. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, it's 11:15, so I can do like maybe an hour of Elden Ring. If I go to like the top of the hour, and then that'll be fine. Let's swap over to flipping over to Elden Ring. Dun, 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 dun. The music in Final Fantasy 15 is actually oh yeah, I forgot that this is falling apart now. My laptop has got this huge crack in the back of the screen, which means that moving it is very dangerous because the screen could just like pop the fuck off at any point, which wouldn't be great. Also means it makes like Terror Squad leans back a lot. Oh god, that's not good. I'm not a fan of that at all. Let's move this over. Dun, 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 dun. Right, all bosses checklist. Launch. Oh, I can turn off this music now, I suppose. 2 hours, 21, damn. Right. Oh, that was close. I nearly just dropped the controller. Wouldn't have been good at this time of night. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I figured it might have crashed. Yeah, I'll just go like until I might just throw an hour at it or something. I'm just going to do this to get rid of the markers. Dragon Lord Basilisax. There you go. Right, Lakeside Crystal Cave, which is in Leonia. Lakeside Crystal Cave. Oh, it's actually at the end of it. Search Google because it doesn't have a link to it. Hidden on the southwestern cliffs of Leonia. Southwestern. So it's around here. Thanks. Looks like Crystal Cave. See, I have to use 2 different wikis just to get to one location. This is why I'm going to make my own guide for this game. I've definitely been here. Wait, is that 328,000 runes? I should probably use those. Actually, I think I did. Oh, and then I think it crashed. And then I think that's when it crashed. Yeah. Yeah, this is that same cave I was in yesterday. There's a frenzied, a Grave Warden duelist. And I believe that might be where that Estelle was. What I thought. I could be wrong. Bollocks. It's not actually where I want to be, is it? Okay. Yeah, this is literally where I was last night. I guess I just didn't mark it up on the map. Oh. This became very uncomfortable very quickly. Alright, guess I'll, oh, hello. Well. Slumbering back. Right, so that cave is done. Okay. Misbegotten Crusader, Cave of the Forlorn in Mountaintop of the Giants. Cave of the Forlorn. Okay, game, where is that? Cave of the Forlorn. There you go. This is one that, well, it wouldn't be the one because randomizer, but it's normally the one that has the Misbegotten, that has the, oh yeah, I've been through this, so this is done. Perfumer's Ruins in Altus. Perfumer's Ruins. There's a Perfumer's Grotto. Is there ruins nearby? Maybe not. Where is Perfumer's Ruins? Hermit Shack, Guest Hall. You sure? Perfumer's Ruins. So there's a boss above and below. Why is my horse not on there? Shit. Ouch. You can stop that. Blood Rose. No, fruit. Apparently I'm maxed out on how many of those I can carry. Well, this... Obviously I haven't been in. Yay, chest. Night Comet. Cool. Ow. No. Number 5. The Moon of Noxtella. That sounds interesting. Where's the boss in this area though? I have to wonder if they were even phased properly. Ah, I thought the having the high ground would have helped me there. Guess not. Fucking hell, that's a lot of enemy. Yeah, these enemies cannot be phased properly. Ow. Corian Knight Shield. Sanguine Noble. Waste Cloth. Okay. Ow. Okay. So, fuck, hold on. Where's the A boss? Considering the circumstances, I doubt that it's down. Also, it's definitely not this direction. That's the one I already went down, isn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna have to assume this has already been done then. Okay, Perfumer's Ruin's done. Perfumer's Grotto, which was over here somewhere, wasn't it? There you go. Great Omen Killer Cleaver. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. Lantern. So there's a problem. Oh, down. Thought I saw the green of a fog gate there, but oh, weirdly I don't recognise this completely. That doesn't necessarily mean I haven't been here. Oh, I have been here. The other side of this is Yellow Annex. Okay. What layered? Also in Altus. Okay. And where is that? It's actually in Gelmir. It's over here. It's this. Weird. Oh my. Cool. Someone just died. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been here, but I haven't. I don't remember there being a boss that I fought, so maybe that's a thing. Plus it drops an item when I'm this far away. Oh, I could. Right. So I need to find where it is you're meant to fight this guy. YouTube, help. Played boss. What raid? No, I'll get one. Cool. Oh, right, so that silver tier is the boss. Is what replaced the boss. Good to know. Saves time. Right, so Guardian Garrisons, Ramparts, already done that. Boss in Hidden Path Stream Mimic tier. Ow, ow, god damn. That was Guardian Garrisons Rampart. Yeah. That's been going. Stream Mimic tier. It just says Hidden Path. Cool, great to know. Stream Mimic tier. Location. So I fought that in the open, not as a boss. Ground Lifter Road. Hidden Paths to the Hollow Tree. So what are you doing? Okay, I've been in this place. Hidden Paths to the Hollow Tree. No, I'm at the other end of it, aren't I? Okay. So is this where the string mimic tier is meant to be? I'm guessing yes. Okay, so that's been done. Spirit cooler snail mount on top of the giant. In. Fucking, that's real useful. Spirit cooler snail mounted top of the giants. Spirit cooler's cave. Oh, I've been in this one. Yeah, I did this one the other night. This is that one I died in a lot. That wasn't actually intention. That wasn't smart. Why did I think that was going to work? At least I put my runes back here, that was nice. I don't know why I thought I could make that jump. Oh, I've come in this the other way. Oh, I think I stopped going this way. I'm just doing these ones instead. I mean, that's the entire dungeon, and the boss is like just around the corner. It has indeed been done. Yeah. Spirit Caller Cave. In a flat area past a crumbling tower, crumbling tower in Missoula. Okay, I've done that because he's not really there. I like to have his place with a Crucible Knight. Sainted Hero's Grave. Oh god, falling apart. Sainted Hero's Grave in Fortress. And for good, there's a grace there. It's almost guaranteed that I've completed it. Yep. There's Scar Priest of Blood. Done that. Tree Sanctuary after defeating Malekith. Horaloo after defeating Malekith. Castlewood Tunnel of Malgit, which was a Stell Weeping Peninsula Erdtree, which is done. Loretta, which was replaced with Godfrey First Elden Lord. Done. Borealis was replaced with Agheel. Blackblade Kindred was replaced with a Tibia Mariner. Commander O'Neill, which was replaced with Melania, the Blade of Mikola. Glintstone Dragon Agila. Fancy Axe. Flies in as you descend a hill to old tests. It's just an ancient dragon. Dragon King Soldier of Noxtella was a fire giant. Regal ancestral spirit was Rykard. Tree Avatar, Moog. Subterranean Shining Ground. Oh. That's the thing I haven't done. Yellow Moog. Underground Roadside. Okay. So they're going from Avenue Balcony for some fucking reason. Fine, I can live with this. I will just follow the guide, because why not? Whoa, 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 bitch. What the fuck? Okay. Went slightly too far. Oh, okay. Now I'm just straight up in the wrong fucking place altogether. Crap. So where did they jump that I didn't? Okay, it's onto a rooftop rather than straight down. I suppose makes an amount of sense. Okay. This way. Wait, 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 wait. Why do I not have my lantern on? Oh. take left. Guessing he gets to, since it's the only option, I'm guessing he gets to the end and goes up the ladder. Nope, apparently there is a side tunnel. Okay, go to the end, go left. Okay, then you don't go down the hole. Go straight, turn right. Don't drop down this hole either. Get to the end, turn right. Keep going forward. I should probably kill that before going up the ladder. Go straight across. Oh, this is an area I haven't been. Which is fine, because I already knew that I hadn't done this bit. I hadn't done underground mode. Oh, lightning scorpion charm. Mantis blade. until there's a door on the right. Okay, runs to the very end. Hi. What did I miss? I like how it's almost like the AI didn't even know what to do with him being hit by an arrow. Ooh, Graven Mass Talisman. So we're out here, and yeah, so you do go through here, take a left, take a right. Oh, hold on. Shit. Alright, you came into combat range. Everything that happened past that was your own mistake. So go straight. Of course it doesn't. Someone told me that wasn't going to be an invisible wall. So turn right, all the way up. Ooh, a rotten staff. Cool. Another Lord's room. I'm guessing you got up this ladder. Using Moon Veil. So up the ladder. Ooh, a rotten great axe. Not my kind of thing, but it will do. Ah, this is back where I was, isn't it? With the Zing one, right? So you go this way. Go all the way along it. Yeah, okay. Guessing at some point you meant to jump off. Oh, roll off. Okay. Oh, hello. Yeah. It says loot. I shall smithing 5, golden 12. Ow. I think you meant to go down that hole there. Yep. The fuck? Ah, I see. Okay, hold on. Let me return to this point. Yeah. So it's down this one. Okay, not a hidden wall. My bad, not a problem. No, I haven't found a downward running tunnel. Get back to where I dropped in. Well, first of all, let's have a look at this other end here. What the fuck is going on with the enemies in this area? There is a fucking maze. Hmm. What's through this gate? Nothing. Cool. Real glad they have this area. Golden Moon 10, Smithing Stone 6. Ow. Okay, I've also managed to lose where I came in from. Golden Moon 11, though, is not bad. Right, it was quite a long hallway. It also had the gated entrance at the other end. So it might be along here? Yeah, this must be it. Okay, so turn right onto here, onto the end, take a left where there was an enemy. Jump over this specific hole. Number 11, Smithing Stone 6. Does this open this from here? It does. Let's have a quick look. What the fuck? Okay, so it's just brought me back out this way. And at the other end is... I thought this was meant to be get to the boss fast. So I drop down into here. Yes. I'm guessing I go down. And then take this left. And go down. Okay. And since he's actually using a ladder, it must be a fucking hell of a way down. But let's quickly do this first. That thing... Oh, it's just poison. Oh, Jesus, that's extremely potent poison. What the hell? I did a lot more damage than I was aware of poison being able to do. Christ. Fuck's sakes, man. And I'm gonna die. Okay, I didn't die. That was plus. Right. Assume it's just up ahead then. Okay, dragonfly head, waves of darkness. Cool. Godfrey the Graft. Oh, Godric the Grafted. Whoopsie. Wow, he hit both me antis for that. Ouch. Hmm. Okay. 100,000. Cool, and a chest. Hey. Solid. Okay. What do you think of Nereidus, Anastasia, Burnt Church Doorway? Yep. Which isn't Heracurse? Yep. Warmaster's Shack? Yep. Church of Owls, done that. You think of Okina, the Church of Repose and Mount Top of Giants, done that. Vale the Courier Ground, yep. Corpse Tent Shack, yes. Millicent in the middle of the Swamp of Aeonite, you must have done that. Revenger Shack, yep. Professor Bike, Church of Inhibition, yep. Incha, yes. Precept of Miriam, yes. Sanguine Noble, yes. Balebearing Hunter, yes. Eleonora, I've got her sword. Second Church of America, yep. Dung Eater, Round Table Hold, Broderick will give you a warning when he appears. Looks like an invader, but not hostile. Accusant Banal in Crumbling Farm Razula. Vargrim Raging Wolf. Shadow of the Lofty. Baleful Shadow, done that. Inquisitor Giza, yes. Alberich. Crucible Knight. Tragoth. Ruin Street, yep. Under Divine Bridge. In Volcano Mana Quests. Oh, this is here then. This is what this marker on my map is. Let's go give them a looking at. It's because it looks like the same thing that you used to summon the horse. Trust me, dude, you don't want that. Is there a golem or something somewhere around here? Apparently it's right here. Let me see. Maybe I've already done it. It's volcano manor contract. So apparently, I'm gonna have to assume I've already done it then. If the summon sign isn't here. But the marker's still on my map. I don't understand. Yeah, because I'm playing offline. Alright, fine, I'm just gonna have to assume I've already done it. Location in the moat, I've done this. Oh, this isn't Caleb. Okay, I'll do this last thing and then I'll leaving. Yeah. that game and stream breaking? Yeah. No. Yeah, it is. I know it crashed. Thank you very much. God fucking damn. This might be better. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Useful. Is that a room bear? That is a room bear. Not just any room bear, it's the consecrated snowfields room bear. You thought that giving the room bear ranged attacks was a good idea? It was meant to be a grace inside here anyway, so... Or not, what's the case may be. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Is it done? Can't see it. That doesn't mean it's... Yeah, there it is. Right. Yeah. Waterfowl dance is going to do its job. I'm wondering if two-handing it will cause it to do some more damage. Waterfowl is too strong. Dots. Here's some butterflies. Fuck off. Anyway. I think I've killed every boss in the game at this point then. The only thing left to do is actually fight the Ultimate Beast in what's it called, Arena, which is not fun. Oh, who's live? Oh boy. I'm tired. Ow, frick. Pulling out water. Oh, I better keep these on, I suppose. Say hi. I'm just still be muted for now. Alright. Thanks for coming. Let's go raid. Good night.